Yo, hello. I think this works. I'm just waiting. I've had a bit of a technical oopsie. I'm just waiting for this stream to live so I can. There we go. I'm live. Right. If you give me a second, I think we're live. I'm looking at my own stream right now. That is sure to create some sort of feedback loop. I accidentally deleted. This is the most me thing to do possible. I accidentally deleted my streaming software. Like, not like the. You create like a scene and like you have everything set up, microphone, or like I deleted everything 3 minutes before I was supposed to go live. So I'm currently just recreating my fucking stream right now. I do have a little fella. I'm gonna set him up next. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. I need to check. The thing I'm worried about is I don't know how to set up the sound of the stream, but that's fine. We'll just right. I think this is for. I think window capture is the way to do this. We'll call it VTuber. It's not a whole VTuber thing. Don't worry. Right. That should. I think that's that. Right. A big black square. Now if I open up the software, maybe. Oh. The software stinks, by the way. It fucking crashes every couple of seconds. Here we are. Okay. Now I need to make it transparent. Okay. Well, it's here. How do I make it transparent? Shit. Right, I'm so loaded up on caffeine, this shouldn't be a massive problem. I should actually have some sort of like cognitive ability to just set up a stream. I got 27 minutes to I know this is not my first rodeo. I stream fairly frequently. I know a lot of you guys don't even know this, but like I'm a full-time YouTuber and streamer. I have like another channel. This is like my side project. That's why it's called Side Quests. So you'd think that I would be able to do something as simple as stream. Normally I stream on Twitch. I'm not as good at YouTube stuff. Right. See, like it's definitely on the. Oh god, it's crashing. Oh no. It's not on the software because it's transparent for me. We might, if I can't get it working, we might have to say goodbye to him for now. Right. I'm going to turn it off for now. That's not the main thing I need to worry about. I just want to double check. I'm going to need you guys to confirm for me. We're going to watch a random video. Let's watch Epstein Conspiracy. Is there audio on this? Need you guys tell me if there's audio on this.
I want to bring in NBC's Vaughn Hilliard covering the White House. NBC's Ryan Riley covers the Justice Department.
Are we getting sound
Rick
on
Galen
this?
is an independent political strategist and co-founder of the Lincoln Project. With me in studio, co-host of The Weeknight on MSNBC and former chief spokesperson for...
Right. Wow. I'm bambling to myself so much. I don't even have chat open. I'm just asking you guys questions like, can you hear this? And I don't even have the fact. Okay. I got a chat now. You guys can hear it. That's that sorted. Sorry for getting political. Oh, I got. If everything's set up in time, we got some time to just sit and chat. I love getting political so much. Have you guys looked at the whole TTS thing that was going on? With the server get. I'm a full-time YouTuber, but I have the privilege of getting to argue with people all day. I'm so addicted to it. I'm literally so addicted to arguing with people on the internet. I never used to be like that. Like I never used to, but ever since I got into look, I'm not proud of this. I don't normally watch stuff like this, but I've been back on the League of Legends grind. I've relapsed and I'm back on League of Legends, and I'm so addicted to watching like this like slush media. Why I play League of Legends? It's an addiction, right? Let's try and get this transparent. Right, I don't know why I don't just Google it. That's literally the first step in doing anything. Right. How to make PNG Tuber Plus transparent. Okay, I think the issue is I've got it set up. Okay, I know what I've done wrong. I've got it set up as the wrong thing. I want to remove that. And instead of... I had it as a display capture. No, I had it as a window capture. I need it as something else. Maybe... Oh, what do I have it as? Can you guys hear the siren? I'm in trouble if you guys can hear the siren. Well, not I'm in trouble. If you guys can hear sirens. I live in Stoke-on-Trent. There is never not sirens. I'm very sorry if you guys can hear sirens, because they will not be going away. I live in like the center of Stoke-on-Trent. There is police here. There's just police driving around constantly, which is crazy because I've had to call the. I've lived here for like 4 years now. I've had to call the police like 4 times, and they've not once shown up. So I don't know where they're fucking going. I'm convinced they just drive around in circles for like tax money. Right, 23 minutes. I want to get some chatting going. So I gotta get this shit sorted ASAP. John, let me get my guy on it. I got a guy. He did tell me how to do it. For those of you that don't know, I hate to shatter the illusion. I do not draw my sprites. I have a channel artist. His name's Caramel. He's kind of the brains of the operation. He was the one that helped me set this up originally. Right. Why is it not a window? Surely it's a window capture. Maybe it's screen capture? I don't know why it'd be a screen capture. It's definitely not a screen capture. Oh, fuck, the software crashed. Maybe it was a screen capture. This software just crashes like nothing else. So even once I have set this up, it's not going to be there for long. I need to find a more delicate way to do this. Alright, open this up. Right. Shrink them in size. There is genuinely that there is so much crime. There's just no way they could possibly get to all of it. Oh, oh, dude, it was working for like 2 seconds. That's so unfair. It was literally transparent for a couple seconds. That's just not cool. Right. Additional settings, no. God, I wish I wasn't so thick. Oh god. Oh, this is so much worse. Oh wait, dude. That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I think I just have it under the wrong. I think I need it above the... that. No. Maybe it's not as embarrassing as I thought it was. Where's the... that? There's that. So I need it behind that. Okay. My advice is just never go London. London sucks. Right. That is not working. That is not the solution. It may just be we don't have the little Shagrock character today, and that's fine. We don't need him. So the question is, I was going to ask this once I have it set up, but I need to stall for time now. What is everyone trying to get out of what is everyone wanting out of this stream? Because I'll tell you exactly what I want. It is likely. For the record, I keep having this come up. I have no leaks or anything. I don't have any information. I'm not that deep in the Warhammer circle yet. So I only know what other people know. And I know Chaos Dwarfs are coming. I know Chaos Dwarfs are coming. And we are likely to get some Harlequins and Deathwatch. That's all I know. What else I know is that Leagues of Votann are coming up. We're due League of Votann any day. And whilst deep down I know they're just going to get a character, there is a chance we get the Land Train. There is a chance we get the Land Train. And I can't think of anything else I want more in life, in general, than the Land Train. I saw some supposed leaks, which I don't think are true because it sounds ridiculous. But supposedly the Land Train is going to be an upgrade sprue. That, like, it's basically like a trailer thing on the back of the land fort, so you can connect multiple land forts together. That's ridiculous. That would be one of the hardest models to move on the board ever. That's just stupid. I keep dude. Where is the 6 to 9 Votann sheets coming? I would love it. I want to save this information for a video, but my videos take so long to make. I keep promising things in a video, but my videos come out of order and they take about 2 months to make each. I work on multiple videos at a time, not because it's like efficient, but because I just get distracted and move on to something else. My next video is about a doubles tournament I went with my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend went to a double tournament. That was fun. That was 2 months ago now. The only thing I've not done on that, I work with an editor for my Warhammer channel because I work full time on my main channel. Although my last video, the references video, that was all me. If you thought that video was noticeably worse, like editing, if that video was noticeably sloppy, that's because I edited that one myself. What was I? Oh yeah, that was the other disclaimers. If you enjoy this stream, don't get used to it because I hate streaming. I keep doxing myself, and I'm so unable to control my fucking what I say. I keep getting myself in a lot of trouble. I'm an impulsive person. I'm the most impulsive person I've ever met. And I go, oh dude, that's what. Look, this is what I was talking about. This is literally what I was trying to say. I'm so, I'm so. Not the R word, but a word that I can say, whatever that would be. But I'm so stupid. I just can't finish a sentence to save my fucking life. It gets irritating. No one ever notices it until I point it out, and I point it out every 10 fucking seconds. But I have to watch back my streams because I edit that, like on my main channel. I do a lot of editing, like of streams. I have to watch my streams back. It's miserable. It is genuinely miserable how I can never finish a sentence to save my life. What was I talking about? Yeah, how the fuck do we know 6 to 9 Votann sheets are coming out? I just don't believe it. What's my favourite colour? Pink, and it's not close. I paint everything pink. I'm painting up Emperor's Children at the moment. The video that I'm working most on, Nurgle Frog. I went Warhammer World recently. I love the Nurgle Frogs. I want to get some Nurgle Frogs for my girlfriend. Oh, that wasn't even my. That's so embarrassing. I was reading the wrong chat. I want to close that. I thought that was someone in that chat. As an autistic person, you give me that. I don't need a pass, to be honest. I got called that word so voraciously growing up. I think one of my defining childhood memories was when my form tutor called me the R word. I've been on r/Pinkhammer. I'm subbed to r/Pinkhammer. But I remember my form tutor was like the young, cool teacher everyone had a crush on. Miss Smith, fucking bitch. Everyone loved her, and like she was the cool, down to earth young teacher everyone loved. She called me the R word, and I remember what it was about. I misspelt the word. I misspelled a word in my learning diary, and it didn't affect. I wasn't like, oh no, she said the word. It just fucked me up because I was like, this is the cool teacher that everyone loves. Why did you just call me that? So I went on to tell that story. I went on to tell that story about how I got called the R word, and I used the R word, and I got told off. He's not supposed to. I was like, great. Not only was I called the R word, now I've been told off for saying it. There's no winning. Why is you upset? I don't know why I didn't make my thing pink. It's got pink eyes. It's got pink eyes. There's pink elements in there somewhere. Fuck, I distracted myself. I was trying to get my thing working. But my hopes, I don't think we'll get anything Harlequin. I do remember there used to be a Harlequin versus Death Watch box. And we are likely getting Death Watch. So we could get Death Watch and Harlequins. I personally don't see it. I think we're never getting Harlequins ever again. But I'd love to be proved wrong. I love Harlequins. my main want is the Land Train. I recently... Oh, fuck. We're starting. Okay, well, no VTuber Goblin today, but I'll fix it up for next time. I'll fix it up. Oh, okay, we got a bit of time. Supposedly we have 13 minutes, actually. This is probably just like the pre-show. But yeah, I paint everything pink. I impulse purchased an entire Votann army and head swapped them to goblins. I've got like a whole goblin Votann army. That was a terrible impulse purchase. I should not have done that, but now I have it. I would love a Land Train. I think the Land Train is the coolest like concept for a model ever. We know how much. Do you know what exactly we're getting? And if you do, don't say it. I don't want to be spoiled. I've managed to escape all the spoilers except for the Chaos Dwarfs, but everyone has had that spoiled. Everyone's had that spoiled. Alright, let me harass my my artist. How do I make... You only know the number of stuff. Okay, we only need a number. I would personally expect them to get a character and nothing else. I love the Votann. Obviously, not enough to keep them dwarves. The goblins are kind of my thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I'm a bit subtle about it. I'm a very subtle, enigmatic person. But I do like goblins. I have a soft spot for goblins. Maybe game capture. I have one artist. His name's Caramel. I love him. He's Polish. Here's a video idea I want to do, but I just don't know how I can get around to doing it. But I don't know how much you guys follow like competitive Warhammer. I don't. I don't care that much for I'm like practicing for London. I love doing tournaments, but I'm not actually that competitive. I just think tournaments are fun. But right, like in the couple of weeks, we have like this. It's basically like the World Cup of Warhammer, which is a really lame way of saying it. But like teams from each country are competing. I want to get in touch with Team Poland, and I want to represent Team Poland on the content front. I love Poland. I just think it's like obviously it makes more sense to do Team Britain as I'm British, but I just think it'd be funnier to do a non-British country. And I don't know. I love my artist is Polish, so I thought that'd be cool. I mean, I have a translator, but I've never met a Polish person that doesn't speak English, so I don't think that'd be a problem. You're surprised? Oh, you fucking idiot, dude. This person thinks that I would impulse purchase 2,000 points of Gloomspite Gits. Fucking moron. I have over 3,000 points. You fucking underestimate me. I have over 3,000 points of Gloomspite Gits. Awesome lore. I've got some cool Shagrot lore here, right? I don't like Gloomspite Gits because they're goblins, right? I like goblins because of the Gloomspite Gits. That was the first time I realized, like, dude, goblins are the fucking coolest. Sorry, my artist has helped run me through this now. I remember the first time I went into Games Workshop just to browse, because I don't actually buy anything from Games Workshop, I'm not a psycho. And I saw the it was back when they did start collecting boxes instead of combat patrols. And I saw start collecting Gloomspite Gits. And very specifically, it was the loon boss that stands on a mushroom. I love mushrooms. I've always loved mushrooms. I think they're just aesthetically so cool. And I saw the loon boss sitting on a mushroom with the big like scythe and like the moon hat. I was like, that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Right. We've got 8 minutes to somehow get the Shagtuber working. It's looking promising. Caramel is here to save me. Right, I need to keep drinking water because my throat is very hoarse. After this stream, I've got another live stream to do for my other channel. So yeah, long story short, I really love the Gloomspite Gits, and I have over 3,000. Window capture for the PNG app. Window capture. See, that was the first one I did, but it didn't work. VTuber. You want to do PNG Tuber Plus capture method. Maybe change the captain mesh if that works. Oh! Oh my god. I just fucking freestyled it. Look at that. Thank you, home slice. Look at that. Everything's set up in the nick of time. I got 7 minutes. I love Drakari. I would love some Drakari. I only use, guys. I'm gonna give this to you now as a treat. But I do have a burger mode when I'm eating. I'm not gonna be. I don't know how long these streams go on for. But if I end up eating, I can go burger mode. But I don't need to. We've got my character up. Your favorite countries besides your home countries: Japan, Australia, Ireland, Jamaica, Philippines, San Maria. You've got some good choices. I do love the Philippines. I would probably say Poland and the Philippines, right? I've got like 10 friends, 2 of which are Polish. That puts Poland up. I love the Polish. And on my main channel, I have a weirdly large Filipino audience. Like, it's like my 4th biggest audience, when for most YouTubers, it's like your 90th. I have a weirdly large Filipino audience, and because of that, I love the Philippines. I actually don't get paid for the Filipino viewers. I was talking to another YouTuber, not going to out any names because it sounds a bit bad, but he is a lovely bloke. But he said he designs his scripts in a way to be unappealing to anyone but Americans, because he had a lot of Filipino audiences and he didn't get paid for it. And I was like, dude, you're a great guy and I love you, but like, come on, dude, what's wrong with the Phil? They get to watch content even if we don't get paid for it. We do get paid, but we get like you normally get about £2 per 1,000 views. A Filipino person gives you about a penny per 2,000 views. Right, so now that everything's set up, now that we're here, number one thing I want, the land train. I will probably scream if we get the land train. Like, I would love cool Votann stuff. I want an excuse to use my Votann army. The current video I'm working on at the moment is I think the script is coming along great. It just sounds like such an unexciting video. Like, I think it's one of the lamest sounding videos ever made, but I'm playing 31 games of Warhammer in 31 days, like a game every day for this month. It's miserable. What day is it? Today will be my 18th game in a row. It is one of the most miserable experiences of my life. I am so fed up with the game. Every single game, except literally yesterday, because I'm fed up, has been with my Emperor's Children. Now, look, I have an undying love for the Emperor's Children. Absolute favorite thing. I fucking hate playing them. Can't lie. There is a miserable experience that I've started. I'm savoring it. I'm probably going to ease off the Emperor's Children for a bit, but I have started building a Horus Heresy Emperor's Children army, because I'm not dropping Emperor's Children, but until, fuck, they had like a gun. Oh my god. I just want to use a Predator, guys. I just want to use the fucking Predator. I hate not having like a fire. You've got the Noise Marines, but they only shoot 18, dude. That's boring. I want a gun. And like I know everyone's wondered this. Why doesn't Emperor's Children have access to any of the other shit? All the other... Dude, everyone has Predators. Name one fucking Space Marine that doesn't have a Predator. It's just the Emperor's Children. And then it clicked. I was thinking about it so much, and I was like, it fucking clicked. It's optics. It's all about optics. If my next video is going to have this joke in it, it's lame. But like, it's just a matter of optics. Like, say it out loud. The Emperor's Children Predator. Of course they don't want to sell the fucking Emperor's Children Predator. But just, like, rename it. Oh my god, you've got the fucking Ball Predator. Give us, like, the Emperor's Children Nice Predator. Something a little less noncy. Drives me fucking crazy. But I'm not enjoying the Emperor's Children at all. That's fine. I'm just going to probably, for the time being, collect them as a display piece. I'm doing my 30k. I'm really excited to get into Warhammer 30k, just as everyone in the world is leaving it. For insight, how long do these Warhammer streams usually last? I don't know. This is my first one. Femstodes, maybe. I'd love Femstodes. I'm firmly in the camp of I don't care, but like, I'm a bitch. I won't lie. I'm a bitch. I want the drama. I can't wait for the drama. There's a Warhammer channel, like something Exile. They were my main. I don't know what their name is. They're sludge. You don't even look them up. But they were my main fucking inspiration for making a Warhammer channel. Because they just produce the sludgiest content. Oh, what female? They've harped on about female custodes for like what, 3-4 years now. So much sludge. I can't wait for it to all kick up again. Titan-sized Votann train. I can't wait to spend a month building and painting a Titan Votann train just to never be able to fit it into a game of war. That's just not going to fit on a table. And I can't wait. I love it. I think they've still got the bow pred. I saw it in like a battle report. How long we got? So I need to move my sea monkeys out of the way. My sea monkeys are blocking the... Oh, we got 1 minute. Sorry, sea monkeys. I just spilt some. Oh, I got to hydrate. I can already feel my throat getting hoarse. I got a second stream after this. Right, so locking it in just before we start. I want the land train. I'd love new Harlequins. I kind of don't want a kill team though. I kind of don't want a Harlequin kill team. Like, we got the troops. I think Harlequins is almost nothing but I'd like more characters. It's the one army I think actually want more characters and a vehicle or something. I don't know what you'd give Harlequins, but I love Harlequins. Femstodes are a litmus test for 40k fan. This is the thing about like Femstodes and stuff. My friend John Penor pointed this out, right? John Penor pointed this out. This came from me realizing it was from like the TTS debate. There was this whole thing about women being able to vote. It's ridiculous. I'm not even going to get into it. But I ended up spending hours arguing with people whether women should be able to vote. Like, what a sad state for the hobby to be in. But you guys play a lot of Warhammer, right? I play a lot of Warhammer. I guarantee you, in 100 games you play against 100 people, you will never meet someone that actually talks about femstodes or fucking women's rights to vote. They're not actually even really part of the hobby. Like, they just don't engage with the hobby. They just sit online and argue. They're just fucking old twats that are allergic to change. Realistically, right, Femstodes are going to add nothing to the game. They're going to take away nothing from the game. Oh,
hello,
it's time.
everybody, and welcome. We are very excited to welcome you today to the big...
Tell me what the volume's like.
...preview. My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and it is our delight to host this show.
Yeah, very exciting. We have a big preview today.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Warhammer. We've got stuff from all sorts of different settings, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, some Horus Heresy in the mix there as well. There's a little bit of something for everybody, it's fair to say.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's talk about how it's going to work a little bit. If you're new, maybe this is your first Warhammer preview you've joined in. We are your hosts, but we are not alone. We have the excellent...
This is a really
Simon
blurry
over
stream.
there in Question Corner. Simon, what are you doing today?
Hey folks, welcome to the show. I'm going to be fielding questions.
Louder, oh, sorry, louder.
Adam.
Turn up.
So if you do have any questions that you'd like to ask them, please start your question with question in big letters, capital letters at the start of all your comments, and I will do my best to track them, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity later on in the show to ask Eddie and Adam those questions.
Perfect, thanks Simon. We're going to be taking some breaks throughout the sort of proceedings.
We can
to
probably
try
get it
and
a bit
field few of
louder.
those questions. We have a lot of content to cover off. We think we're going to be here
That's
for
as loud as I can get it.
between an hour and 90 minutes if we go fast.
Oh, that is a Votan share.
Bear with us, and we'll
Maybe
do our
that kind of
best.
actually it looks like a land raider to
Still
me.
filling up. There's
I think that's a land
flying in
raider.
from around the world. So the first thing I'd like to do is throw a question out there, maybe get you involved, which is let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time, and I always enjoy the answer. And while you start punching in your coordinates, not too specific, I've got a question for you, Eddie. Done any hobby lately?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Adam. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy hobby.
Very nice. You said you were going to.
I did, and I did. So I've got some white scars on my table at the moment, got them all sprayed up, and I've started painting a jet bike, but using some of the Horus Heresy transfers on the side, so it looks very nice.
Awesome.
Looking forward to getting some of those done. I've also got some Space Wolves. I bought the new Space Wolf box. Like a lot of people, very excited by the new Space Wolf army as well.
Very, even as a Dark Angels fan,
it's a lovely box.
Tempting.
I think that has brought a lot of people to Fenris, that particular box. How about yourself? Have been doing
well,
cool
I'm
Warhammer?
glad you asked. The short answer is yes. I bought myself some new a new kill team. I went for the Hernkin yesterday, and I'm going to have a crack at that. I've not really painted kill team stuff. I've always used things from my main army. The other thing, it's only went to the Throne of Skulls with my good friend Damien O'Byrne, and we brought home a gold medal, which was super fun to play so many games of the Middle-earth Strategy Battle game together with so many love. Huge shout out, I met a father and son team who'd flown all the way across to join in from the US, and they're now hiking, backpacking.
John Pino, I think there is a serious
Unexpected journey.
missing hole in the Warhammer scene for a tabletop Lord of the Ringser. You need to fill the Lord of the Rings niche.
And then thought I wasn't such a horrible person to play against.
This is also my first time streaming something like this. I have no idea how much I'm supposed to talk.
Oh, all over the place is wonderful. So we've got...
Oh, it is a Votan shirt. That is Votan.
Canada, USA, Spain, pretty much all over the globe.
We're definitely getting Votan. There's no way we're not.
I'm not sure the truth of that one.
Only the very best among us could possibly come from such an estimable place. Awesome. Right. So, as I said before, we've got about 90 minutes worth of like wall-to-wall
90
content
minutes?
this week.
Fuck
Summer
me.
Warhammer preview. We should probably look to begin.
Yeah, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Right. So, Raph, punch the first video.
So just before we go in, the new guy, he's a little bit peculiar, but just bear with, okay?
Okay, cool.
Is this Votan first thing, or is this the Chaos Dwarfs? Oh, fuck, dude! Oh, it looks so sick. Come on, fucking train. I'm not... Ugh, I kind of don't like those. Oh, fuck, artillery! Oh, fuck, that's my favourite thing! I thought that was Skaven on his back. He looks fucking sick. Also, small fact about me, thrice is my favourite word. I fucking love the word thrice. Thrice is my favourite word in the dictionary, so that's fucking sick. Also, what is this Boom Beach fucking mad scientist face? Okay, off the bat, there's no train so far. I do not know how I feel about these robots. They look a bit funny. Fucking artillery, dude. Fucking artillery, dude. Fucking artillery. That's so sick. Okay, there's no land train there. I'm actually a bit sad that was the first thing they revealed. I was kind of wanting to like drag that out a bit.
For the Leagues of Votan.
Yeah, so this is the largest release for the Leagues of Votann since the initial release of the army. This is
Oh,
a huge expansion.
I'm a little bit
All
disappointed by the
in
vehicle. We already have something.
for
The Sagittar is kind of a
there is new
masterpiece.
heavy
I love the
infantry, there's some new
Sagittar. We did not
artillery,
need another
there's loads of
Sagittar.
new really
And those
characterful,
robots are looking a little
characters
bit
and the
funky.
army. There's some new vehicles, all sorts of stuff. So there's the kind of shot of the full army there, but let's take a closer look at some of the specific models, specific units being added into the force. We'll start with the Arcanist Evaluator.
That is a crazy
within the Leagues
face.
of Votann, they're not afraid of
That is a
developing knowledge,
crazy face,
expanding
dude. That is fucking
understanding.
Boom Beach
So an
scientist
Arcanist
guy.
Evaluator is kind of aside from the ordinary kin within sort of the war bands that operate. He's a member of the science guilds that are responsible for new technologies, and he brings to battle an experimental weapon in the sort of closing phases of development. This is a transmatter inverter.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's got 4 fire modes, and on the highest one, it literally triggers lethal atomic transformations. What that means is death.
Yeah, I was looking for giant Ironkin as well. That was not what I was looking, dude. They're too humanoid. I wanted like a dreadnought.
As he suspects, powerful enough to melt Space Marines, tanks.
That you guys know what I mean, though, right? That is the Boom Beach
Pretty much yes
scientist.
to the
Pretty
above.
much yes to all of the above. He's not part of the official sort of Leagues of Votann military hierarchy, so he doesn't join your units necessarily, but he kind of hangs around in your army next to them,
Yeah.
and he's got kind of lone operative ability. Of
Okay,
using
lone
infantry,
up,
that
lone
sort
up.
of thing.
Since
But
I've
very
started
cool
playing with
character
Lucius the
model.
Eternal, lone up is my favorite ability. Like
And a
Lucius
nice
is
way of kind of
ridiculous. I
showing
like
the,
lone up.
Some of the kind of lore and culture of the army as well, of the Leagues of Votann.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a glimpse behind the sort of the curtain, isn't it? And you can see some really cool things that sort of key into that. He's got these optics on his weapon that you can almost imagine sort of recording the data from the results.
That's a very cool head as well, kind of mad scientist vibe going on.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, there's a separate.
I think the robots will grow on me.
you can have with
The Sekitar robots really grow on me. I hated them when I first saw them.
That's the way to go.
I don't know. We'll see.
Next up, my absolute standout favourite. This is the thing that made me march into Warhammer World yesterday.
I love his
Tried
poses,
some
dude. I love that pose.
Votann models for myself. The Memnir strategist.
Dude, has he got like
Iron
fucking
Kin,
cock
for
hands
those who are
scribbling
fans
for him,
of
dude? That's
Iron Kin
sick.
will understand that the Ironkin are
Abominable
essentially-
intelligences.
Well,
The guy
not in
kinda
their
sick.
mind, but
I love that
they're
pose.
artificial
That's a strong
intelligences
pose.
Which they hold an equal position within Votann society. There's a CU unit inside of each of them, and that's sort of within that iron dome that is normally his head. The first really cool thing about this model is that you see the little noodly things that are on in the Imperium. You call them mechadendrites, right? These cables that come out of him. Each of those is an additional.
That is a
CU unit,
powerful,
so you can
unique
combine
stance. That is a
intelligence
cool
with
model. I'm not normally a fan of just characters, especially when they're a bit static.
enormous
Also, no combat rock.
tactics on the battlefield.
No tactical rock.
Of the kin around.
I like this. This is a cool, like, this is a
Using
fresh,
the
unique
wall as
pose.
well, which is known as yield points, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And most
Yeah, that
importantly,
data pad is going to be a steel slab.
It's a very, very cool miniature.
That is a
Character.
gunmetal
I think,
slab if I've ever seen
Also
one.
got some spare arms on the front
Yeah,
there,
the
which is holding onto
bonus
his
arms.
holding onto his little data pad. He's tapping away on there, giving orders to all the various kin and Leagues of Votann units across the battlefield. And his main pair of arms.
Isn't the word Memnir? Isn't that big in Magic the
hold his
Gathering? Isn't that what the little
contemplative state, which is
steel
the
guys are
exact
called?
Pose that I have when I'm considering my movement phase in Warhammer
Exactly.
40,000.
And if you want to dazzle your friends with some knowledge, the array he's got on his back is called a Cognitar Mantle, and that's where he gets like his extra brain power from. Really sensational. Speaking of Ironkin, these are new units.
It's
of
the
Ironkin.
legs.
They are called
It's the
Shield.
legs.
Comes about
They're-
in one leg.
Oh, I don't like it.
Story.
Yeah, so this is the.
Oh,
Iron
God, I
Kings.
really don't
They
like
are
it.
Specialist, kind of more warrior type of.
Oh, his heads are so
Um,
tiny. How do I make this
fairly
goblin
sort
as
of,
well? How do I put
helpful.
goblin
They're
heads
kind
on
of
this?
default-
Still normal
Yeah,
civilian
the
roles in society.
default status are sort of.
Oh, I don't like them.
Helpers for the Leagues of Votann for the kin. These are a much more.
What else got revealed? This is the first
Martial
reveal.
actively
This is the very
seeking
first thing we've seen.
conflict.
So nothing else
They
yet.
are in very large suits of armor, so they stand kind of almost twice the height of a kin or a League of Votann warrior.
Oh,
and they
God,
have
I don't
some
like
pretty
them.
Decent weaponry as well. You can kit them out in a variety of different ways. You can either go combat leaning. This is an example there, where you can have like concussion fists and bolt guns, or you can go with a ranged option. In game terms, they work a little bit like Wraithguard, I suppose, is the closest approximate. So very durable unit, quite powerful weaponry, very good for doing things like moving onto an objective and trying to hold onto it.
Like, I don't hate them. They're not
Enemy
bad, but
counterattacks,
like,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
oh,
in
they're too
Field Guns,
humanoid.
Heavily armed, heavily armored.
Dude, like, again, my Votan are like, their head swap to be goblins. Like, I don't know how I goblinified this one without drastically changing it. Because the army's, like, not really changed, it's just head swaps.
Guy on the front's got a concussion fist. Great new addition to the Leagues of Votan.
I do agree, the small head, like, I love the,
There's more.
oh my god.
Draconian Earthshaker.
Oh, this is so cool. This is my shit. This is my shit.
Trader era, do you remember mole mortars for squat
Very
armies?
well, yes.
Oh, I love artillery so
These
much.
are sort of inverse artillery in that rather than lobbing a shot high
Oh.
at the enemy, they fire those mole shells that you can see down at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Deep into the ground. They burrow in on the enemy and emerge in a trench line, in a bunker, and just blow everyone.
That's kind of sick.
Each one of these is a really.
That's
lovely
kind of fucking sick.
diorama.
I don't know if anyone's watched my main channel shit. I talk about how much I love drills all the time. Reverse artillery. I didn't think I like the idea of guns pointing up and firing. That's kind of my shit. This is just as cool, maybe cooler. Drills are like my favorite thing in the world. That's kind of the sickest thing I've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie. That might be the fucking sickest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
The kin there working with the Iron Kin, loading up the artillery.
Like when they said, "Oh, reverse," it's like, "Oh, I don't know," but no, I thought about it for 2 fucking seconds. Oh, look at the drill. That's the sickest shit I've ever seen. I can't lie. That's the sickest shit ever.
In game, you've got all sorts of nice kind of ways that this will bolster your Leagues of Votan force, which at the moment
They really did cook on this one. That is incredible.
Artillery.
This one's going to be so easy to goblinify as well. I've got so many goblins to stick on the
The
base.
bigger models that are inside this launch, we have the Capricus. So the Capricus is one of those kits that makes 2 things. You can see here the Capricus Defender. We'll show you the Capricus Carrier in a minute. Essentially, it is either a sort of attack vehicle for the Hernkin, or it's a transport vehicle. They've got.
See, like,
So this is the.
I'm not sold on this one. Like, it's not a bad model at all. This is not a bad model in the slightest. In fact, I'd say it's objectively a cool model. But the Sagittar is like the greatest transport ever. Like the Sagittar is a genuine masterpiece. And obviously, if these are way better, which they will, it's a brand new model. They need new shit. They're going to be better. Like if they were equal, I want to run the Sagittar. These just aren't as cool as Sagittar. And like, sure, there's going to be like an offensive one that's like going to be better. There's a different. They may have different roles, but I feel like they contend with the same design space as the Sagittar, and they just don't win.
And hold the ground that they're taking.
Yeah, so it adds a bit of a mobility into your Leagues of Votan force. It carries 5 models, so it works a little bit like the other kind of Leagues of Votan transports, where you pick one of your units, it can split into 2 groups of 5. 5 of them can ride.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this. Like, it's not bad. Like, I don't dislike it at all.
And as you say,
It's just I didn't want another Sagittar. The Sagittar is a masterpiece. We didn't need this. We needed a train.
A fire support unit.
Yeah, for me this is stunning. This is what made me march off to Warhammer World yesterday and buy the Hernkin.
There's some really lovely little touches on this. The stowage bags are really nice.
I have so many. I'm a guy with a lot of favourite things. It's called
Well,
autism.
so if you want
Yes,
an Ironkin pilot and an Ironkin gunner, you can build them like that. Fans of Ironkin generally, there is a lot of Ironkin
Yeah, you've
in
done
this
quite well
Leagues
this
of
week.
Votan
Yeah,
release.
absolutely so. There's also a new combat patrol for the Leagues of Votan on the way.
Yo, that's a
We're all
downgrade.
combat patrols if we-
That is a
we'll
downgrade. Actually, no, the other one didn't come. No,
What they
never
do.
mind. Never mind.
It's a fantastic way to
I'm
start.
confused. I thought the other one came with the
Water
Sagittar. I
You've
didn't.
already got one. This one really focuses on those sort of kin bands that make up the mainstay of the Porsche. You've got the Thunderers in the background, the Hearth Guard in the middle.
Yeah, it had two. There's 2 data sheets for it. There was a transport and like a tanky attack
Yeah,
vehicle.
there's some really useful units in there as well. Like, you don't tend to see a League of Votan army that doesn't have all of those units.
Yeah,
in.
there's no wastage there,
So
right?
it's all good stuff. A couple of boxes of these, and then a couple of the new units, and you've got an army
You're
basically.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still happy with. I'm happy with this because that.
Now,
Oh, that's so
for many
sick.
people's opinion, I expect the main event of this release. This is Bury Agneson. Eddie?
So
That is
Bury
the sickest thing I've ever
Agneson is
seen.
the last survivor of a Leagues of Votan clan, which has been consumed by the encroaching Tyranid menace. He is known as the Thrice Devoured, a Tyranid monster.
Oh, my favourite word. It's such a good word.
That
Comes off the
wasn't
mouth
enough to
so
keep him
good.
down. He clawed his way out of its gullet, climbed his way back out to safety 3 times, apparently.
Yep.
And
I
now
thought it was going to be
goes
difficult
off
to
the
do a
Nazi
named
Nazi
Votan character, but this guy
as
fucks
a roving
really
Tyranid
hard.
Killing specialist.
Yeah, absolutely. He's,
This guy's
on
fucking
terms of
incredible.
Specialist, he is an absolutely elite combat unit. He's equipped with that Dark Star glaive, which you see there, which is called Bane. He's he's pure.
The glaive is
violence
sick.
in
The
melee.
glaive's
I
incredible.
think you're going to get a lot of this guy in armies because his rules are very good. He is he's got a great combat stat line, but he's also a lone operative. So you can imagine this guy advancing either on his own or alongside, kind of behind your forces, and swooping in on the big enemy monsters and stuff.
That's
get forward
gorgeous.
to
That
threaten
is
you.
incredible.
Yeah, and his lore really comes into it. So he's a member of, well, he's the only member now of an organisation called the Emberg Aegir Bloc, which is one of the leagues of Votann. Literally wiped out down to the very last kin, which is this guy. And so he's so bitter, his whole life is devoted now to just hunting down the Tyranid Menace and supporting other leagues to stop.
I actually don't think I'm going to convert this guy to a goblin. I think, given his lore, I might just keep him as is. He's like a guy that tagged along.
Very much looks like he's
I love it.
taken some,
That is an
recognition
incredible
from the Tyranids.
model.
He's got what looks like we've been having quite a discussion about this, a Tyranid Prime.
He's almost more combat
Right,
rock
it's
than
Tyranid
person,
Prime
but I
that's
don't
got
care.
it.
He goes tough.
There's a
He's-
nice
he's
little
tough
nod in
as
this
fuck.
model as well to there's the idea at some point that the squats were eaten by the Tyranids.
Yeah, absolutely. We
And
used to-
this guy kind of goes, well, yeah, they were eaten by the Tyranids, but also they clawed their way out again. So there is a little bit of truth to that sort of that outdated understanding maybe of what happened to that faction.
Fantastic. And all this obviously will be supported with Codex Leagues of Votann, an all-new Codex for Warhammer 40,000, which contains, I've had quite a while to read this week. It's just full of spankingly good lore. It's got great rules and art. It explains all of the new things, obviously. In terms of the rules, there's too much to go into in any real detail here, but a thing to cover would be those yield points, which is the sort of army-wide mechanic which underpins them.
Absolutely, yeah. So yield points effectively changes the way your army works over the course of the game, and it works in the way that the Leagues of Votann approach acquisition effectively. So early on in the game, when you haven't got very many yield points, you're getting bonuses for attacking enemy units on objectives for the most part across your army. And then later on, once you've acquired yield points, you get bonuses for having your own units on objectives. So they get better at defending them, better bonuses for their own defense, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it
so
sort of encourages you to play in that very sort of acquisition-focused way that the Leagues of Votann work.
And it's a really great mechanic, right? Because it's exactly how you win games of Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
Early
I
on,
did
you
think
kick people off
the
objectives.
grudge
Later
system
on,
was too
hold
basic to
them.
go on for very long, so this
Some of
makes
the
sense to
units
me.
that we've shown, and some of the units that already exist in the Votann army now have rules that key into that. For example, the Memnir Strategist just lets you increase or decrease your yield score by 1 each turn.
Yeah.
So really sort of thoughtfully put in, so this guy who's overseeing the total sort of tactical function of your army can just go nudge and help you out.
Yeah.
No land train, but
Which
that was
is
a cool
model
model
list.
line.
Yeah.
So we've got some in front of
A
us.
bit of it, a lot of it was
We'll have
iffy,
our
but
boards
like
on the, Heavy Metal Miniatures.
I'd say it was overall
So
definitely a big dub.
There'll be a bit of sort of scale.
The cannon, the Earth Shakers
You can
alone
see
fucking
this
make
is
that the
Arctic
sickest shit
Cannon
ever.
from Memnir. They're like normal Votann sized. So any kin is about the same sort of proportion as those.
Oh, I don't like them,
Just
dude.
how
That's,
sort
why
of
they got such
much
cinched
bigger,
waists?
the
Or waists,
shield
dude. They are
action.
fucking curvy.
I think your comparison Eddie, that you made to
That is a
the
tight
Guard
waist.
is really quite fair.
Yeah, they're about
That's
the same
what's
size
putting
as
me
the
off,
Wraith,
dude.
so
Like-
it's kind of in that ballpark of.
Oh my god, dude. I'm
heavy infantry.
buying. I'm maxing out on these. People are gonna hate playing against me because if they're good or bad, I don't give a shit. I'm buying.
This is the new
That is a
artillery
sick
piece.
colour scheme as well.
It's maybe not like as big as something like an Imperial Guard tank or something like that, but compact, mobile, that sort of thing, fitting in with the aesthetic of the rest of the Leagues of Votann. You can sort of imagine it starting life as a piece of mining equipment, and they've sort of
Yeah, it's got a
evolved
fucking
it into
hourglass,
a
dude.
weapon.
Why is it got this cunny little waist? I don't dude. I love a tight little waist, right? I love it in the Emperor's Children. It works so good for the Emperor's Children, dude. The fucking the tight little waist on the flawless blade's gorgeous, dude. It does not work on these little combat droids.
On this side, you've got a case which has more of the shells. You get spare shells to put on their own bases. It's just a really thoughtfully designed and very exciting kit. So we should show more though, because this is by no means the end of it.
Absolutely, we've got the Capricus here, so just make some space on the table.
It looks almost
This guy.
exactly
So this is your new,
Sagittar sized.
uh,
That might be a bit smaller,
vehicle.
actually. That might be a bit
This is
smaller.
the Defender pattern, which is the gun version. And as you can see there's a little bit of space, not quite enough space for transport on this one, but there is one which is a transport vehicle. But I really like the
That might be a
Iron
bit.
King
If it's
so I don't
significantly
mind it when
smaller
it's
than the
small, yeah, 'cause
Sagittar,
you wouldn't
I'll
fit
come
a
around to it.
full-sized, kin in
I
there.
just hope it's not exactly the same. It
Yeah,
looks
I can
maybe a
perfectly
bit
design for the
smaller.
role.
I can't tell.
Absolutely, and
It's on a
as the
base,
star
there is
will show
that.
himself in many ways.
He is.
Aegnir
So the
Burrison.
thrice devoured there. He's still kind of kin-sized, but you can have a look on this model here that so much of him is now bionic, right? So he's been chewed up and
bionic fingers that do it.
yeah, chewed up
Really
and
cool.
spat out so many times that like his arm, bits of his arm, most of his face, perhaps a kind of unspecified amount of his body has probably been dissolved by horrible Tyranid bioacid in their stomach and things. But he's still kicking, and it also shows how durable the kin are. Right, so they're specially designed by their Votann to be durable, to endure kind of the most hostile conditions, and he's a good example of how that's kind of manifesting.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? I think we've covered the league pretty thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Before we move on, we're going to go to the old world next. A couple of sort of housekeeping bits. The first one would be, we're going to return to the 41st Millennium at the end of the preview. So particularly if you like Kill Team, but also there's some other things for other factions as well. Do hang around if you like Warhammer 40,000. The other thing I would say is that lots of the people who mentioned that they were joining us from around the world, you can interact with our social teams. We have international social teams that manage our...
I can't stress. I feel like I sounded quite down on it. Overall, loved it. If the vehicles are smaller than the Sagittarius, which they don't look to be much smaller, I'll get over it. If they're quite small, I think I could dig them. The Ironkin, I don't see him growing me that much. I think I'll come around to him, but I don't think I'll be loving him. Everything else aced. Fucking aced it, dude. The characters, fantastic. Oh, the Earthshakers, dude. Fucking give me them now.
Right. Time for a little bit of Warhammer the Old World.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, first up, we have brand new units for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic that makes the Royal Heralds. The easiest way to describe these is that you have a battle standard bearer and you have a new hero / lord. You could make that and call it a Tomb Prince or a Tomb King. I think it's up to you. You get a battle standard, which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard, stick it on the horse guy. If you fancy him like standing around in one of your big regiments of skeleton warriors or tomb guard, then go for the on foot version. There's some options in terms of head things as well.
I never used to like the Tomb Kings, but skeleton. In recent years, I started liking skeletons a lot more.
That kind of
These guys look cool.
Scorpion, both
I,
the scheme and the model itself are very cool.
If any of you guys have watched the Magic the Gathering YouTuber Ristic Studies, he has an amazing videos about skeletons in the media. That turned me on skeletons. Like I love these
some
guys.
of the
Man.
other Tomb Kingy bits as well.
Yes, yeah, not just within this kit itself, but also I think
That banner does look awesome.
Tomb Guard, for example. So this isn't the only new plastic kit coming for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. We also have the Leech Priests, who are fundamental to the workings, literally, of the Tomb Kings.
Ugh, they got
You
fresh on them.
absolutely need Lich Priests in your army if you've got a Tomb King's army. Your army only woke up because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic flowing that keeps your army marching forward. Again, this is a multi-part kit. There's some lovely options on these. You can see they're perhaps a little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri, but they're still
there's
very
some
definitely
desiccated skin hanging on.
desiccated. Definitely spent far too long in the desert inside a pyramid somewhere.
I'm very excited to play some Old World. I'm gonna build an Old World army. Obviously, I'm gonna go orcs and goblins, but I don't think I'll play any I don't think I'll play many, if any orcs. It'll be all goblins.
I think you were saying as well that
When I was at Warhammer World,
Yeah,
I saw all of the goblin like bosses. They're so cool.
but the mounted guy from...
I'm excited to play a bit of Old World. I've never played it. I don't know if any of you guys. That horse is cool. I think the best horse Warhammer has ever done. They've done a lot of horses. I love the fucking Nurgle Age of Sigmar one where it's like drooped, like a dying drooped horse. That's one of the best models they've ever done.
I think might be quite useful if we're used to...
But let me know if any of you guys play Old World. I've not actually met a single person that's played it.
I guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new arcane journal, The War of Cetra's Fury. Cetra, the Imperishable, is very, very angry. His lands have been defiled. He feels like he owns everything. And he is launching a full-scale invasion northward into the sort of border region between the Empire and Bretonnia, sort of known as the Vaults.
I'm in the Votann Discord. I'll take a look at
Also
that in a bit.
inhabited by some dwarfs, and you've got sort of dispossessed barons and nobles from both the Empire and Bretonnia, and so they are forced to rally in defence of a full-scale invasion of the undead from Khemri. There are rules for sort of allied forces, playing smaller games in like a timely and interesting fashion. It's just packed.
There is a Skarsnik. I don't know if he's like still playable after the like end times lore, but there's definitely a Skarsnik model. I used to one-trick Skarsnik in Total Warhammer.
Well, I think
I'm so bad at Total
the
Warhammer.
team's
It's
diving
ridiculous.
into the opportunities that the world allows.
I think I'm
And see what I
certain
mean
there's a
about the artwork,
Skarsnik
right? So the guy
model.
in the centre, like it just in this piece, it really just screams.
That cover is cool. I really love this guy here.
There's
I was
another
staring at him.
Arcane General coming, which is equally exciting. Just happens at the other side, quite literally, of the region in the old world known as the old world. This
I
is
love
Dawn of the
Grand
Storm Dragon.
Cafe. They're so cool. I can't lie. Like, I'm a sucker for them. They look incredible. I love the Dragon Priestess shit.
She's
But everyone I know that's way interested in this is like like this is the Tau of
the north.
old world, right? Everyone that the people that are a bit too into Tau, like before they touched Warhammer, you knew what they liked, and you're like, they're gonna play Tau, and they're like, oh, I think I'll play Tau. That's the old world equivalent of that. I can't describe. I mean, it's I know it's not Japanese inspired, but
there's rules in there for all sorts of things.
type of they're cool. Like they're undebatably awesome, but I don't know, bit soured by the people I know that like it.
Yeah, so and I think this is sort of a great example of the really sort of bold and exciting.
No, hold on, no, I know what it is. It's
team response.
I remember when Total Warhammer 3 came out. I was like, wow, this Grand Cafe is awesome. People are gonna love this. And I went on Twitter and it was nothing but porn of the fucking dragon woman. That's why I don't like them. It's soured.
What have you got for us, Simon?
Loads and loads of questions. I think the majority of them are focusing on the Leagues of Votann. There's loads of shiny new toys coming out there, of course. So the first one is actually about the Judgment tokens. Are they still a thing? Obviously, we've got the yield rules, but what about Judgment tokens?
So the focus in terms of the arming mechanic is those yield points that we've talked about before. It's always good when we get a question which is like, can you tell me the really granular rules things? Because the answer is no. We've got 90 minutes to rail through as much stuff as we can, as fast as we can. We'll cover way more detail about Votann rules and mechanics and all those things as we lead towards it. But you're in for some subtle changes in the way the Leagues of Votann work, and it's quite exciting.
Cool. We've got another one, which were the funky drill shell tokens on the Chthonian Earthshaker. What do they represent?
So I do have a really short and candid answer for that. You saw them on the little base beside. The kit comes designed for you to have 2 of those. If I remember correctly, and don't sue me internet if I get it wrong, you put them down alongside the Earthshaker when you deploy, and you can remove one from the game to give yourself re-rolls on wound rolls as you're playing. So yeah, kind of fun. It's like it represents something and you take it off.
Judgment tokens are iconic, and I think they should be in the book. But I do. It's way too simple of a system to last edition after edition. They should be there, but I don't think they should be the main thing.
One more. So let's go with how many models can the Capricus carrier transport?
Great question.
It carries 5, so it works a little bit like some of the other Leagues of Votann transports, where you take a unit of, usually come in 10s, you split the unit in half, so 5 of them can go in there, 2 of the transports you can carry both the units.
Oh no!
You can leave 5 of them back on.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was muting myself to cough.
So,
I was not muting myself to cough. That's so embarrassing. I'm really sorry. I was muting the wrong thing. That is very embarrassing. Apologies for coughing right into my camera, or into my microphone.
A new battle tome for Death, the Death Grand Alliance. These are the Flesh Eater Courts. Many of you will be familiar with them. These are the foul and abominable cannibal monstrosities who unfortunately have.
I like the Flesh Eater Courts, but that is a very barren front cover.
And elegant and chivalric, and the truth couldn't be sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely imagine that they are in service to some grand king on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect. Lots of new ways to use your army, new magic abilities, new enhancements, changes to some of the way the war scrolls work. So lots of exciting stuff. And perhaps most excitingly, there is a new.
It is the reddest book I've ever seen.
Them, which is the Hive.
Holy shit, that guy's fucking cool.
Much like the rest of the Flesh Eater Courts, this guy is under an illusion. His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of noble and wise avian creatures, where in fact he is in charge of a swarm of rabid bats.
Dude, bats are cool. That's cooler than griffins. This guy's sick. That's
weird, crazy hat.
That is one of the coolest models they've revealed so far.
That
is one of the coolest models. It's no Earthshaker canon.
Sort of huntsman-y
That's
style.
probably my second favourite thing I've seen. That is just cool. I got a soft spot for bats. I love bats.
It's got guts hanging off.
It's a very fun miniature. I think in the spinning shot, maybe you can just picture it, but there is a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that represents something in the game, where he sends one of his falcons.
Oh, he does.
off to spy
People
enemy
were
units.
wondering what the
And then
pirate. You know, like when they did the
basically.
hat
So
teaser
these
video.
are the kind of spies
They had like
guiding
that
the
3-point pirate hat. I think that's what they were hinting
to
at.
an
That
enemy
looks exactly like
unit.
that
You can
hat.
give your squires your kind of
You guys can't see
rules,
my mouse, but,
bonuses against
yeah.
that enemy unit. You can do things like take away their ward save and get better at killing them, basically. So a very useful unit to have in your game, and a very characterful model for your army.
Nice. There's also accompanying this release for the Flesh Eater Quartz, the Charnel Watch. This is a new spearhead, so you can use it.
Oof,
straight away as
that's a
spearhead,
combat
or
patrol.
You can use this to bulk out, or maybe add.
Dude,
You can use this
that looks
to
like an
bulk
old
out
start
for,
collecting box. That would be a.
Flesh Eater
I would like to get that at £50. At 100, ugh.
focused spearhead.
I have some of these models in
It's got
my
models that
wardrobe.
You'll be very familiar with, and the way that they synergize within this game, within Spearhead, is really fun. Expect sort of lightning assaults, and then using monstrous-sized infantry to sweep the enemy away.
Yeah, also a great start to a larger Age of Sigmar
absolutely.
army, Flesh Eater Quartz. It combos really nicely with the existing Flesh Eater Quartz spearhead.
You want Chaos
Yeah,
Demons?
already
Unlucky,
have this
buddy.
in
You're not getting a new model. You're getting your models taken away from
Some
you.
really good stuff. A couple of the Cannibal Monkeys in there as well. Which,
It's what
always
everybody
a
needs,
winner.
right?
Who doesn't love that?
There's another battle tome for the sort of Death faction, which is the Nighthaunt. Here we have Death Battle Tome Nighthaunt. They're a very popular, iconic faction within the.
My girlfriend has a Nighthaunt army. She loves the
They're placed
Nighthaunt.
in the second edition.
That was her
Warhammer
first
Age of
Warhammer
Sigmar, and
army.
they've really sort of cemented their spot as sort of beloved. This book is like ram-packed with the lore that explains them all, as well as all of the war scrolls and information that you would need. I was talking to an avid Nighthaunt player about this yesterday, who was super excited because he's sort of in the know enough to know, for example, that their ward saves are improving across the board, and so he's very excited to try those in games.
Yeah, there's some significant defensive buffs for the Nighthaunt, certainly, with this battle tome. Generally speaking, you're finding that the units have a bit more health. The way that their immunity to rend works has changed a little bit. So generally their normal saves are a little bit worse, but you can now bolster them with things like all-out defense. And their ward saves are across the board a 5-up or better, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, perfect. But let's get on to the model, which is brand new, coming out with this release, which is the Lord Vitriolic. This is a very disturbing creature. In life, it was something like a poisoner or a maker
Snake
of
oil
like,
merchant
yeah,
of some
fake
sorts,
potions and curatives who deceives people and
It's
sort
cool.
of,
It's cool.
let them down or let
I don't know.
them
It's a very cool idea
gashes
for a
over
model.
to claim
It's
souls
striking. I don't know
and
why I'm
sort of
not digging it that
malpractices
much
and
though.
and has reformed him into this horrific
It's
Lord
definitely a cool
Vitriolic
model.
with like backward jointed arms on top
It's
of
no
his
fucking
spine. He's, horrible,
quintuple
but
bat thrower,
really
though.
fun in the game.
Yeah, so he's got some very fun rules. So basically, you can see his rack of potions on his back there. And the way that that manifests in games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units. And you've got two options on how you do that. You can either just chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them, or you can concoct a very specific potion to do a specific
Potion seller.
And the effects of
I need
those
your
can range
strongest
from things
potion.
like doing harm to the enemy
You can't
unit,
handle my potion.
taking away some of their advantages, all the way through to things like stripping ward saves from enemy
Yeah,
units. So
that one looks.
it's a
particularly
really good little problem-solving unit, so you can go, right, what enemy am I facing? What I'd really like against this is this specific bonus or this specific debuff to the enemy unit, or just to do some damage. So I think we're going to see a lot of this guy in Nighthaunt armies.
Absolutely. And as with the Flesh Eater Quartz, there is a new spearhead for the Nighthaunt. This is the Cursed Shackle Horde. It's just all the ghosts all the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded with everything you'd want to either kickstart an army, reinforce an army, or play games of Spearhead.
Yeah, it's very cool, and obviously a great place to start a new Nighthaunt army.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things were cool.
They're cool.
But there's a lot of people here who have been holding onto their hats really patiently, hoping that we maybe, show them something they've never ever seen before.
That
Alright,
would
this has
certainly
got to
be
be the
cool.
Chaos
So
Dwarfs.
why don't we start with?
I love the name Chorf. I keep people saying see people saying Chorf. Holy fuck. Alright, okay. No disrespect to the Earthshaker cannon. This might be the coolest thing I've ever laid my fucking eyes on. This might be the single coolest model I've ever fucking seen.
What an incredible reveal!
I think they might have cut that a bit short, but
I am very
that was
excited.
incredible.
This might be my new Age of Sigmar army. These are the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These
Oh
are
my goodness.
effectively
Okay, do
green.
you know what? Now it's in a little less dynamic of a pose. I still love it. Maybe not the coolest thing ever. Maybe not the best model ever. That is sick.
Incarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, an entirely redesigned and brand new army, coming first in an army set, arriving alongside its new battle tome. The army set also serves as the spearhead force for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These models are phenomenally cool. The rules are great. The lore is great. I love absolutely everything about them. Let's dive into the miniatures.
I think the first thing I want to say
excited.
is let's talk about like why they are these. When the time of chaos happened in the mortal realms, the Duardin, they retreated. They survived in their.
These are so
holes,
sick.
or
This is
disguise, or
such a.
whatever.
If this is the whole army, that is a very anemic
Ardron,
model line. That is like 4 guys.
Chaos Duardin,
But they are
sometimes
sick.
known as the
They are
Hellsmiths.
so sick.
They instead turned to Hashut.
Holy shit, that is so cool. That is one of the coolest models I've ever seen.
Deity,
Like the furnace. It looks very World of Warcraft. I love the furnace stomach.
and their whole culture is based around Hashut, the Bullfather, and we're going to see that sort of writ large across all of these models. Let's dive into the first thing that appears in this new army set. These are the Infernal Cohort with Hashutite spears. Say that fast if you can. They are the core unit for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They are an elite combat unit straight off the bat. These are very dangerous Duardin indeed. And the first thing to observe is those Hashutite spears. Each of them has got like a glowing orb in it that contains imprisoned, ground down, reconstituted demon essence. Because
Yeah,
that's
so-
how they.
Oh, that's true. This is just like the
Legions
launch box.
that invaded the various Duardin holds during the Age of Chaos. Some of them took over the holds, but where the Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those demon legions and decided to weaponize them into a fuel to power their war machines, their weapons, and their technology. So that green glow, as you say, is ground up demon juice that is powering the weapons of the Hellsmith.
Yeah, it's so cool. Things to talk about within this unit. Obviously, you've got like a unit champion. You see, you've got a musician, which is like this weird combination of the bare-chested Duardin and a Hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously a standard bearer. It's a two-for kit. That's like internalism for this kit makes 2 different types of unit. And so
That is
these
cool
are
flavor.
flavor.
These aren't like
shorter ways of killing.
overwhelmingly cool, but these are the baseline. You know, this is the battle line. They definitely. This is a solid
The
battle line
spears
unit.
generally are your slightly more defensive thing, so you get bonuses against the enemy that's charging you, against cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get bonuses for fighting into enemy infantry and taking the fight to the enemy. But both effectively heavily armored elite infantry.
Yeah, absolutely so. And you can paint them in different colours. The studio team's done a lovely job. The banner in the middle just is a really interesting nod to sort of the Zardron culture, which is, that's a ziggurat in the middle of that banner, right, with the Bullfather's rune above. They live in ziggurat cities, and each one is ruled by a war despot. As if by magic, here is the war despot.
I thought you planned the whole thing.
This is my favourite model within this.
It's a great
army set.
hat.
It might be
It's a
my
great hat.
my favourite of the Hellsmiths. It's just so good. Huge hat, great big spikes. It's carrying an enormous warglaive, which is glowing. You see the runes at the top glowing with this sort of eldritch power. The war despots, they have to rule through a mixture of sort of violence and also through just ensuring that everybody around them knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of the Hellsmiths. So they are dominant figures.
Yeah, like any Duardin, they couldn't demand the loyalty of their followers unless they were able to lead from the front, basically. So they're not cowardly, but they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their
Yeah,
armies
absolutely.
into battle proudly, but certainly not go for a fair
And
fight.
their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They plunder and take from the land, and they give nothing back. If they don't want it, they destroy it.
I've actually gone so quiet because this lore is so cool. I'm just eating up this lore.
Time of chaos.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's an
No,
interesting
there's
kind of sub-
there's no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An interesting sub-point. They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down and created like order from chaos. but in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Also within this spearhead is just this incredible.
Oh my fucking God.
Dominator engine. It's another kit that makes two things. So here you can see the immolation cannons. This is a enormous.
Oh my God, it's so
metal
cool.
creation which is animated and powered by this demon energy roiling inside it. Have a look at the sort of brazier in its belly. You can see the demonic eyes peering out as like the demonic souls within a torch.
I love
Oh
the
my
language
God,
and
the
everything.
eyes
Kind
in
of
the
like green
stomach,
to
dude.
purple fire.
Fuck, it's so
Such a
cool.
Beautiful sort of aesthetic. This is both an incredibly cool miniature, which I think I'm looking forward to see what painters do with this, because the heavy metal one is wonderful, but I think once this goes out,
I can't tell how big it is. At first I thought it was like
1,000 painters painted
a
it.
centerpiece
Amazing.
tank. It might be a fair bit. It might be dreadnought sized, actually, a bit
In
smaller.
game, this thing is an absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save, armor save, which in Age of Sigmar is almost unheard of. It has loads of wounds. It hits really hard. The combat version can mulch entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of the stuff in the Hellsmith's army, their kind of army mechanic allows you to harness a demon power on specific units, so you can.
Is this what love? I mean, for me, it's still no Gloomspite Git, but
and we're still not done.
oh, that is a hell of a model.
You'll find this. This is the Tormentor Bombard. The Chaos Dwarfs of old, if you cast your mind back, if you're old enough like me, to the world that was, the Chaos Dwarfs were renowned for devastating artillery, particularly that lobbed things.
No, I don't know. I don't need to be swayed into buying more models. I don't need to hear this.
This beautiful Tormentor Bombard.
I don't need to be hearing this.
Raw demonic power hurled high into the air to come crashing down upon the enemy. It's deadly in the game.
Yeah, this is the war machine you use if you're being advanced on by multiple enemy units. So you can fire at a single enemy unit, and the units nearby also take damage. That's how devastating this is. Very long range. I think it shoots 30 inches, which again is very good in Age of Sigmar. I think the Hellsmiths.
Oh my God, that's
between
so
this and some of the other
sexy,
units,
dude. That is very.
being one of the most
That is a very erect artillery. That is.
More about that
It
quest.
does look.
We have the Death Shrieker rocket battery.
Oh, that's so cool.
Brilliant for just like blowing up the enemy's big impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is a monster killer, right? So where your other war machine is the thing to take out blocks of enemy infantry and kind of massed formations, this is your... They have one big monster that I want to be dead. You can fire this at them, and this, with a fair, with decent rolls, will take out a monster in a single volley.
You're
which is
firing
pretty good.
essentially a demon energy imbued bolt the size of 2 Duarden, stood sort of head to toe. Yeah, it's grim.
You've not seen much
This,
Warhammer outside of Space
launch
Marines.
set
You are
also
starting on a high point. These are some of the
your
best models they've ever done.
War scroll cards that you,
You are starting at a high point.
to have with your collection. It's the perfect jumping on point for an all-new Hellsmith Hashut army.
But that's not it.
But that's not it.
There's more.
Why don't we show you some?
Oh, here's the rest of that. What the fuck is that? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh my fuck, this is the... That might be the greatest model line Warhammer's ever done, right?
If the launch box wasn't awesome enough, they
Like, I'm honest to God, Gloomspite Git's biggest shill. That might be the coolest model line they've ever done. That fucking stone ball, holy shit.
Yeah, immediately out of the gate, you have almost a full army offer, basically, of stuff. And we start off with one of the classic units of Warhammer returning. Bull Centaurs have been part of Warhammer for, I think, almost 35 years, something like that.
I remember being charged by these
yes.
when I was like 13 or
In the classic red with green bases back it was in the day. But this is a heavy cavalry unit. They are basically the experts at riding down enemy forces and crushing them under their hooves. They hit very hard. They're well armored. These are the sort of manifestation of the power of Hashut in kind of form. The Duarden here have kind of warped to be more alike to their ancient ancestor god.
Yeah, absolutely. You said a thing to me earlier that I thought was really striking, which is Hashut's whole thing is like trampling the mortal realms underfoot.
Yeah.
Right? He's a the Dwarven gods sort of inherited a different realm, and
Yeah,
you
so-
get stuck with the realm.
So there's loads of really great lore in the new Battle Tome, and one of the things that comes out is the idea that there were the ancestor gods of the Dwarven, and Heshut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon. And
What an
he was given
unreal
the realm
model
of
line.
beasts, and
This
he
is
felt
just
that was almost like an
fucking
insult, right?
insane.
I don't want the realm of beasts. So rather than trying to kind of be harmonious with it, he decided to just trample it flat. So all of his incarnation of beast power is in the form of trampling, in the form of kind of harnessing and subjugating nature.
Yeah, so let's look at the another sort of variation that this kit enables you to make, which are the Anointed Sentinels. These are the most devoted towards Hashut of the Hellsmiths. They guard his holy places, whatever a holy place for the Bull Father Hashut might look like. So they're much more defensive than the other Bull Centaurs.
They
although
guard his
by
holy
no means a
places.
passive unit. They're just really great at counter-punching. And when you consider how much of the force might be standing back and raining death on the enemy, very useful in their own right. You also get like a little interesting nod to that Hashutite culture, sort of breathed into it through these.
Yeah, I love those miniatures. They might be my favourite in the range, those particular sculpts.
They also key into that sort of classic imagery that we're used to from before, as does the next unit. He says seamlessly segueing in. We'll see. So here's some variations, but we have the Infernal Razors. Now, these have got blunderbusses, and if you are long enough in the beard, you might remember Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses from yesteryear.
The absolute
Oh,
terror of
Yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, I think.
Yeah, it was diabolical. And these are a very dangerous shooting unit in their own right. Again, they're
I'm all for a nice blunderbussy, dude.
power to
These are cool models. I do like the gun. The guys are a bit standard, but that's fine. You don't need everything to be the center.
Makes two options. So you have those, and you have the flame hurlers.
These guns are noticeably less cool.
I mean, they hurl flames. There's not much more explanation particularly required.
Yeah, you two really powerful units. The blunderbusses, not much to choose between them really. They both do a great job. The blunderbusses have got a little bit more range on them. The flame hurlers can fire while you're in combat, which is really handy. So even if the enemy manages to reach you, you can still sort of set them on fire. But the thing that really makes them is that through the army rule mechanic, you can power them up and power up the demonic energy inside their guns, which basically increases the rend on the guns. You can get these things up to rend 3, doing multiple damage, which is absolutely horrific. So if the enemy is like charging your big unit of Infernal Razors, and you get like a decent round of shooting against it, you can wipe out things like heavy cavalry and whole units of armored infantry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They are very, very good.
Yeah. Now, everything we've shown you really is quite elite and high value.
Get ready for the other end of the
Yeah,
spectrum.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the the wheels of the enemy, so to speak? Good news.
Do you know what?
there is a
I
relationship.
personally like my goblins to be on the softer, sillier side, like exactly like Gloomspite. I'm not a big hobgrot guy.
Also really
Too
into
scary,
warring
too sharp.
and desecrating the
Bit
world.
lanky as well. Don't like 'em.
And so they exist as almost like a vassal state within the Zardron culture. In exchange for better weapons than they could like forage for themselves, they get to join the army and whack stuff. They fill a really interesting niche in that they are faster than the Hellsmiths and they can scout, right?
They absolutely can. So the way these guys are going to fit into your army, most of your force is going to be very good at shooting, but relatively slow. So you're going to be moving on to the objectives late game. But these can scout, as you say, so you can kind of push them forward early in the game, grab those objectives, just get under the feet of enemy units. They will absolutely be used for things like trying to take a charge from something so you can set all your other units up for an amazing round of shooting, or to charge them with bull centaurs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely want some of these in your force. We've obviously seen Hobgrots before in the kind of Cruel Boys force, but these are armoured and equipped by the Hellsmiths themselves. So they've got slightly better armour, maybe than the ones that don't.
None of that sort of eldritch power in the weapons, though, not for these guys.
Oh no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon stuff.
So let's look at some of the extra sort of heroes that join the faction. This is the Demon Smith. They are the ones who do the hellsmithing, I suppose it's fair to say. And
Remarkable. What a model line.
there's
This
some
shit is
real
just so
sort of
cool.
hints as to who he is. Obviously a wizard. He's got that demonic power sort of coming out of his hand. He's got his tome, looks like it's sort of etched in. I don't know what
Like
stone
in
that is.
Obsidian Jade.
Yeah,
or something like that,
exactly.
isn't it? Yeah.
With like Vile runes. I think his lectern is animated. In a nutshell, they
How
are.
good is that paint scheme though?
It's
Whoever painted that in the heavy metal team, well done.
Yeah,
Well done,
it's,
guys.
it's just stunning. They fill a particular function because they're the ones that enable all of the sort of the hellsmithing.
Yeah, they allow the kind of army to work. In game terms, they do a particularly useful thing, as well as being a wizard, which is obviously great. They can heal your war machines as well. So if you've got any of those big infernal engines, or you've got any of your cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back into them, sort of thing.
Yeah, this kit has another option in it. It also makes an Ashen Elder. We showed you the Anointed Centaurs, who are the ones who guard the holy sites. This is the person doing the rituals inside the holy sites. And you can see that petrification has started to happen.
There was a lot of awesome Votann bits, but no train. There was Votann artillery, so I still consider myself a winner.
Their skin cracks. If they're very powerful, if they have the right magics available,
Hold it at bay a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
But Doom is upon them. There's a couple of really interesting things. I like his staff. I'm just going to eulogise about how beautiful it is that the smoke makes it look like a beard. But you had a fascinating fact about the hammer.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that are really fun about this miniature. But if we go for hammer particularly, there's not a lot of hammers in the Hellsmiths of the Hashut, and one of the reasons is that hammers are actually seen as a slightly profane symbol to the Hellsmiths because they remind them of the other dwarven ancestor gods, which really like hammers. But this particular hammer is blessed in the blood of other Duardin priests. So he would have found a runesmith or something, or one of the Caradron priests or something, and then slain them in a sacrifice and blessed the hammer in that blood. So that's why he's the one with the hammer when no other help.
So if you're a Fire Slayer player or a Caradron Overlord
they hate
player,
this guy.
pick on this guy the most, right?
The Caradrons and the Fire Slayers really do not get on with the Hellsmiths. There is a lot. They've got beef, basically.
Yeah, absolutely so. There's also another character we should talk about. This is Urak.
Oh my
He's
goodness,
the
dude.
first Demon Smith. Back in that ancient time when
They went all out on this fucking model line, dude.
learned to survive.
I don't want to sound too salty, but they already have an infinitely quarter line than the Emperor's Children.
He is truly
The Emperor's Children got their center. This is like their Primarch, right? This is like their big centerpiece model. They I don't want to sound too salty, but this is so much cooler than what the Emperor's Children got.
horns erupting from his skull. He's mounted on an enormous infernal. My brain's just gone blank. Infernal Taurus.
Fantasy design is. I much prefer 40k. Obviously, I only make 40k videos at the moment.
Very, very cool.
But
it's a 2-for-1.
when me and my friends went to Warhammer World, you'll spend way longer in the fantasy bit because it's just the models are just
Lots of
better.
options on this kit as well, which is amazing. So I can't wait to see what painters do with this kit particularly because it is
absolutely.
just asking for.
Oh my god, the
You can
Jade Ball,
imagine
dude,
this,
unreal.
Beautiful non-metallics or metallics or glowing runes or
the glowing-
kind of petrified rock or something else.
I need to find a way to bring this model into 40k. Oh, it looks so good in Jade. It looks so fucking good in
Never
Jade.
deciding to use the natural materials, right? It's always going to be industrial in some way, or made out of iron or metal or stone or something like
And
that.
the only wood on the base is like burned
Burnt
through
to
it.
cinder.
it's
Yeah,
so
you,
good.
you can imagine him walking through a forest of just like that.
Yeah, should we take a look at some of the models in the flesh? We've got them here in the room with us, and
Yeah.
we can give you
I've
some
got-
sort
I've
of
got ourselves a
sense of
little
the
lineup
Yeah, look
from
at this.
there, look at that.
It's looking good. Here is my personal favourite. You have the War Despot. You can see he's a very chunky-looking Duard, and if I stick this Infernal Razor next to him, you get a sense of. Sorry, I'm just making your life harder with the camera there. Perfect. You can see. Like bigger in stature, more powerful. Moving along, you have the Demon Smith and the Ashen Elder. Teeny tiny little hobgrot on the end of the line. Really quite sort of scrawny, just perfect for subverting to your will and getting
The
through your
same,
day work.
just for kind of scale purposes, that's the same size more or less as the Hobgrots that currently exist
Yeah.
in the Cruel Boys range, so you get
Yeah,
an idea
absolutely.
of the size. Much larger. We have the Bull Centaur there, so you can see that the power of Hashut sort of coursing through that guy. This is a fairly large cavalry miniature there. It's like on a scale with some of the kind of, I guess like Agrodon sort of size, that kind of...
Yeah, he's big to say the least, but not as big as. Terrible segue. Here we go. Just
even beefier.
Okay, that model is a bit smaller than I thought, but it's still cool. It's like Redemptor size.
Such a cool model. I think you can have a few of these in your army as well. There's a few different options for kind of heads and things, so I certainly expect to see a few of these making their way to the end.
let's bring in at least one of the artillery.
Yeah, let's get one of those in.
and then
Right,
we'll
so-
get to the main event. So if I squeeze some of these guys.
We're running out of space. There's too much stuff in this release. It doesn't all fit.
How come everything's a dual kit? It's just a way to like fill out a book without making as many models. I don't mind dual kits though. I quite like them. It just gives you more stuff to
These
play
have got
with.
like really lovely little dioramas on the back, so you've got multiple characters sort of with different roles across the artillery piece, like
Yeah, absolutely.
funneling the demonic power into the engine, or stoking the furnace and that sort of thing. A little bit like the Leagues of Votan artillery we saw before. These are just like wonderful little pieces in their own right.
Yeah, but let's bring in Uraktar, shall we?
Yeah, he's the big guy. Here he is.
Round this all out.
So, I mean, this is he's a
Holy
fairly big
fuck,
model.
Towers
dude.
above even the Dominator engine. Just exceptional. There'll be loads more pictures of this on warhammercommunity.com, and you can see it all in more detail. There's probably some bits and pieces of information that we left out. We need to move on.
Yeah, we did it.
Right.
That was
Before I do,
That-
I do,
Like I'm actually almost speechless. That was
lots of people in the chat might
just
be,
what a model line. That's one of the coolest things Games Workshop's ever done.
relevant here. The Warhammer
Like,
Community team are
that was fucking incredible.
publish rules for using Hellsmiths of Hashut for Warcry when.
It's not quite enough to push me over the edge of like portraying my Gloomspite. Do you know why I never played Gloomspite Gets that much, other than not being able to build and paint my army? I just want to play the armies that could summon, but they've removed all the summoning from Age of Sigmar now.
in Warcry as well.
Yeah,
But, and
absolutely.
also,
I'm no longer conflicted.
Yes, it would be nice if we segued seamlessly into the Warhammer Underworlds. So welcome to Spikewood. This is an expansion for Warhammer Underworlds. It's the scene is essentially you're in the Spikewood. You have a Hellsmiths of Hashut warband fighting against the Carnothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between the Hellsmiths, who are all about, like, as we say, trampling nature underfoot, and the Sylvaneth, who are all about protecting nature, and the Carnothi are a particularly kind of warlike aspect of that, following the kind of absent hunter god Kurnoth. So they will defend the wild places of the Mortal Realms.
Yeah, so here you can see the two warbands. So this is an expansion, as we say, for Embergard, and you have the Hellsmiths, you have the Carnothi. The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit. Bottom left-hand corner, you have a War Despot. Her army advancing into the Spikewood has suffered a strategic reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting it, obviously, against the other warband.
Yeah, and you've got some great archetypes in the mix there as well. I particularly like the Hobgrot.
He deserves a call out, doesn't he?
He does, because if you've been playing Warhammer for a very long time, you may remember Hobgoblins from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and there was a unit called Throat Cutters, I think it was, or Throat Slitters. He is basically a homage to those
It's
as
really
well, which
lovely.
is really lovely.
Yeah, they've got their rules reflect that sort of plunder, take what you want, decimate the landscape just for the joy of it sort of mentality. The other warband in this set is, he says, well, there we go, Kurnoth, Herald. There's three of them in the kit. They make these Carnothi. The thing to point out with them in terms of like their rules and how they play is that they're very defensive.
You missed the Votan reveals. They were incredible. I'm happy to talk over this one because this is not as exciting. I'm sure. The Centaur looks cool. That's about it. For those of us joining us, we just had Chaos Dwarfs. Like, holy shit, they were fantastic. And we got second wave of League of Votan. No land train. I don't think we're ever getting the land train. It's a bit of a logistical issue, gameplay-wise, I guess. But we got some cool stuff. We got some Ironkin robots that are definitely going to be divisive. I personally am not thrilled. We got like a dual kit vehicle, which was a cool vehicle on its own right. It was definitely cool. Too close to the Sagittor for my taste though. Like I feel like it's too much design space. We got one of the sickest suite of characters ever. The characters were just incredible. And artillery. We got reverse artillery. Probably my favorite. Maybe a new contender for my favorite individual model ever. I'll tell you. Sorry, I was just catching everyone up.
Yeah, a whole bunch of interesting things to do with.
I can't imagine we have too many. What was that game mode called?
Time.
Yeah. It's taken the Hellsmiths
Warbands?
there, isn't it?
Yeah,
But then
well,
they are
Underworlds. I don't know how many Underworlds and Joys we have here.
Respectively reminded us that there is in fact 5 more things to
Oh,
talk
there's
about.
more. Look at this.
And we're already getting the move along sign. There are 4 more boxes coming for Warhammer Underworlds. Each box contains 4 warbands. Each box also synergizes with a particular faction. So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow, and it contains 4 warbands from the Order faction, Grand Alliance I should say. This is the Death one. These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos warbands, and we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to. The Gits and Goliath, the Destruction warbands. Each
I wanted to, dude. I wanted to buy these models. I couldn't find them for sale. So that's actually cool.
Warband is lovely, right? They're just characterful and they home into a different part of the Mortal Realm setting, and you get 4 in a box. It's delightful. To play with them, you would need to pick up this, which is the Warbands of Spikewood. Contains all the cards and everything that you want.
I don't know if it's beat the Crutox Rider yet. The Crutox Rider, my editor never uses the image I like. I don't think the image he puts on screen is as cool as the other gun. I think specifically with like the repeater, maybe the coolest model ever. But that dude.
Perfect.
I don't know. That new one is cool.
Actually, are at the end of the Warhammer.
We are now at the end of the Mortal Realm.
It would be a good time to check in on Question Corner and see if there are in fact any questions.
Yeah, there's loads. People are very, very excited to hear about the Hellsmiths joining Warcry. That'd be really cool.
Fantastic. We're really pleased because we want them to be able to play with them and enjoy it.
Yeah, and of course the range is stunning, so people are super pumped about that. So there's a bit of confusion about the Grand Alliance that they come from. So presumably they come from the Chaos Grand Alliance. And if so, how do they fit in with the rest of the Chaos?
Yeah, so I can take that one. So the Hellsmiths of Hashut have a slightly interesting relationship with several factions in the Mortal Realms. They are definitely in the Chaos Grand Alliance. So despite what they themselves believe, they probably are corrupted by Chaos at least a little bit.
You don't get to play with that much demon power.
No, I mean you have tusks growing out of your face and horns growing out, and
you're turning to stone.
Yeah, I mean something's got a little bit demonic there. But they would consider themselves.
I'm sorry, Mr. Yeti. We're not getting nothing chaos. We're not getting any demons. I would love some demons. We're not getting any demons.
Perhaps Chaos Warlords and things would go to their ziggurats and be served with like weapons that they forged in exchange for bounty that is collected across the realms. They also have a kind of symbiotic relationship with the Hobgoblins.
I'm not too sure what's going on with Imperial Knights. I've not heard any official word. I'm pretty sure there's been some sort of like manufacturing issue because the Imperial Knights Codex was due a while ago, and they did that like index update. They must have had an issue with like manufacturing. So I don't think there's that much news to have. They might reveal like the Defender Knight, but I'm not sure.
They understand we want to ostracize him, so the Hellsmiths kind of vilely resent the other Dwarven gods. It's a very fractious relationship, which is why there's such vitriol between them. Great questions, thank you very much. We need to go to our next setting, which we will do by moving to the timeline of the Horus Heresy.
Let's do it.
So there are a multitude of great releases coming if you play Legions Imperialis. It's all tanks, so if you're a treadhead, settle in and we'll take you on a tour.
I'm a sucker for the Whirlwind. Whirlwind is my favourite Space Marine tank. I don't think I want that many tiny ones. I've never met a person that's ever been interested in Legions Imperialis, but
of those 4 of each,
hey, if you are, it's cool to have some Whirlwinds.
On the enemy, blow them out of their cover. This really is a wonderful way to do it. Built on that famous Rhino chassis, as is the Vindicator Siege Tank Squadron. Essentially, what's the biggest gun you can stick on a Rhino? Oh, it appears to be a gun with a breech big enough to stuff a whole
I want an
space
even
marine.
bigger gun though, Adam. I want a bigger gun.
You want to do a heavier siege?
I want a heavier
than
siege gun than that.
Well, I've got some very good news
Oh, that's
for
it.
you.
That's exactly it.
The Typhon Heavy Siege Tank Squadron is on the way. It's even bigger and more dangerous than the Vindicator. And you get like a nice guy with a flamer just warming things up and making sure that everything goes.
Is he contributing? Like, by the time you've been shot by that
like
siege gun, how much of a flamethrower do you really
I
need?
imagine he's just like baking off what's left. You know,
Maybe.
they drive
Yeah,
through and it's
maybe.
like you're getting some and you're getting some. So if you want to blow things up from further away, maybe there's a Titan Squadron that offends you, then you could do a lot worse than the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer Squadron. These are firing turbo lasers. That guy's offering you a fist bump. It is a wonderful time to be driving tanks over the enemy.
Yeah. Some debate in the office as to whether it's a heavy tank destroyer or a heavy tank destroyer.
Yeah, exactly. We've had some debate.
Let us know in the chat which one you think it is.
Do you think it's a heavy tank for destroying or a tank for destroying heavy things? Answers.
Possibly
in the chat.
both. Possibly.
The heaviest of all of the tanks, it's so heavy, it's super heavy, is the Mastodon Assault Transport. What if you want to just pack Space Marines into a tank, drive it across the battlefield, open your gates and charge into an enemy stronghold, having leveled the walls with a melter array, then this is the way for you to do so. It's even got its own anti-aircraft system on the top, and the pilot of that is offering you a crisp fist bump as well. I imagine he gets on great with the other guy.
It's sort of a 30,000 equivalent of a siege tower, isn't it?
I love it.
Kind of vibe.
The design on this, we've seen this at like standard Warhammer 40,000 scale. It's beautiful. It's still beautiful at small scale. It's just little.
Yeah.
So those kits, like loads and loads of tanks that Treadheads Rejoice, all of the rules for those, in fact, all of the rules for all of the units in Legions Imperialis can be found in Liber Strategia, essentially a thing that combines all of the rules and puts them in one place. If you've got a copy of the core rulebook and got a copy of this, you are ready to rock and roll.
Wait, I didn't realise that game. Sorry, can't speak very well.
To go into here
Does that system just use the Horus Heresy rules, but with like smaller models?
Talk more about it closer to
That's
the
a bit
start.
cool if it does.
What
That's
if
that way.
you
That's
really
cool.
like the letters A through F and you want to mark objectives and or token effects, we're releasing a really just useful set of token markers for you to use in your games. I find these sort of things very useful for reminding me what effects are going on in the game. And then there's all the formation and data sheets you need for your Legions Imperialis games. The team responsible for this setting have really just done a cracking job of making sure that like the rules are accessible, you can get hold of them. It's really fun time. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, kind of compiled a lot of stuff together into a much more
absolutely.
convenient way of
I've
approaching
got a
it.
good friend who's super into it, and he was asking me about like how he gets all of his rules together. And I just had to sit there quietly, knowing that this was around the corner.
Wouldn't that be great if they're all in one book?
Your prayers have been answered. There's more stuff set within the Age of Darkness. We teased these in the Saturnine preview, but we have the Mark II Assault Squad. So I think we showed one before.
We
didn't
did, yeah.
So that is one of the things I think Leagues of Votan's missing. They teased a jump pack unit years ago.
Brutal looking, various different Space Marine armor marks, and these guys have ramped that up.
Like, one of the first things they revealed past the first wave for Votan was a jump back guy. So I'm very surprised they've not got a jump back, guys.
The chain axe, which is an optional free upgrade to the chain sword that comes normally with your assault marines.
Yeah, and so the kit's loaded with chain axes. It even has heavy chain axes for extra clout. Think of them as slightly slower than chain axes, but they have a
Chain
more
swords,
dangerous.
yeah.
Sorry, chain swords, but they have a more dangerous effect. Absolutely. There are points-free alternative. So if you buy these, it's just a straight points, no points involved, just a straight kit swap. If you're dying to have that classic chainsword loadout, then there's some good news because you can swap the arms with the ones that are on the Mark VI Assault Marines, or you can just get them from the upgrade kit. But I think compliance has never looked better than it does with a chain axe.
There's some great different options in there as well. You've got a couple of heavy chain axes too,
Yep.
which is another upgrade you can put onto some of the models. The Sergeant's got the option for some pistols and close combat weapons. And as you can see with the Salamander on the screen there as well, you can also equip them with combat shields. So loads of different things you can choose to mix them in with. I would imagine we're also going to see some of these converted with all the different Space Marine kits. One of the lovely things about the Horus Heresy is that so many of the kits are really interchangeable with each other, so you can take bits and heads and arms and weapons and stuff.
Oh, people are not going to like them talking about how interchangeable stuff is after they just cut half the weapon options in the game.
Models, well done.
People, I need to peek at chat. I guarantee you people are not going to...
Previewed the,
Where's chat gone?
The Journal Tactical, which is available to order right now. In fact, all of Saturnine is available to order right now. There's a new Journal Tactical on the horizon. It's called the Forges of Saturn,
Right.
and this is really
I'm a bit
all
behind.
about, Vulcan's gift to his brothers through the Saturnine project, and so it focuses very heavily on all of those suits of armor that we've seen in the Saturnine box.
Yeah, there's loads of great new options in this book, particularly allowing you to do more stuff with your Saturnine miniatures. So there are different, basically, things that you can do to your Saturnine miniatures using other kits, mixing kits together to create new units. So this is a really great example. This is a Saturnine command squad.
That's so
we've
weird.
got here is-
It's really weird that they're encouraging you to mix weapons up after they just cut so many options. That's weird.
Saturnine Praetor with his axe. You get the hammer spare. You can now give it to characters in your Saturnine command squad and basically make them into a champion. The other option that you can have inside this is to make one of your Saturnine Terminators into a Saturnine Centurion. That's the Thousand Suns guy on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have like 2 tiers of Saturnine Commander you can have in your army, and effectively unlocks the ability to have an entire Saturnine styled army if you wanted to.
Yeah, one of the topics that's handled inside this Journal Tactica is the way the Legions embraced Saturnine armor. Obviously, to use it at all requires you to be at least to some extent psychically sensitive. That really plays into the hands of the Thousand Suns.
Thousand Suns love it. It's their favourite.
But there's all sorts of things, not just the Thousand Suns that sort of get the rub in this. So there'll be lots to enjoy, and we'll tell you more about it as we get closer.
Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff about how the different legions have sort of embraced it. So the Thousand Sons have sort of used it as intended to some extent and kind of put all of their psychic pilots inside them. The Word Bearers immediately crammed it full of demons just to see what would happen. But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognized the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place for it in their legions.
Perfect. Right. We're still not quite done in this sort of area of the timeline. I am super excited to be able to announce today on behalf of the Black Library that there is a new mega series on the way. This is The Scouring. This is book 1 called Ashes of the Imperium, and this kicks off a multi-book, multi-author mega series set in the ashes of the Imperium. It's a perfect.
Holy shit.
The Horus Heresy.
Did anyone have Horus Heresy 2 on their bingo
Mortally
cards?
wounded, enshrined upon the Golden Throne, the War Master is dead, the forces of the traitor legions are in full.
Oh my god, it's actually the Horus Heresy 2.
What happens next? So this series begins essentially at that premise, and here we have a very understandable confrontation between a battered and damaged Rogel Dawn and Rabute Gilliman, who has arrived pristine with reinforcements, and as you can see, they're at loggerheads already.
Dude, what is up with the Quagmire? Dude, that is Family Guy Quagmire jaw. Holy shit. Why has this guy got fucking, like, e-boy spiky hair, dude? This guy's got fucking TikToker hair, and this guy's got the fucking Quagmire tumor jaw. What the fuck is that?
I'm super excited for us to be announcing this today, because this is the culmination of a lot of work and effort between a really carefully assembled cabal of writers and creatives that have been plotting out a multi-book series, which we're going to see play out over several years. I'm really, really excited by this.
I think you were saying to me earlier on that there's kind of like 3 core themes, aren't there, that's being explored through this.
So in a nutshell, without spoiling anything for those of you who want to enjoy
That sounded negative. I am actually excited for Horus Heresy 2.
3 principal things.
This will be cool.
Thing number 1 is what happens with the legions of Astartes, right? They essentially caused all of this, or their brothers have. They've ruined the work of the Great Crusade. The Imperium is in tatters. What is the place for the Space Marine legions in the wake of this catastrophe? For the traitor legions, the second of these sort of perspectives, the War Master is dead. Their whole purpose for doing this has now failed. The Chaos Gods withdraw some of their power. So suddenly they thought they were onto a good thing, and now they're relatively alone and at sea. How do they survive? How do they regroup? The third group is, in my opinion, maybe the most compelling, which is what of humanity, right? They've just watched these demigods wage war across the Imperium, ruin everything, destroy the Emperor's great works. The Emperor is mortally wounded. How do they respond? How does humanity rally, and how does it perceive the place of the?
That sounds cool. That is
Absolutely.
actually really exciting. That does sound very cool.
Absolutely, you can treat this as a self-contained series.
Oh yeah.
If you have read all of the Horus Heresy from Horus Rising all the way through the full novel series and then gone through the Siege of Terror, first of all, very well done. There's a lot of books to read, some great stories in there. But if you are new to the Horus Heresy and kind of the setting and the era, you can absolutely just jump in with Ashes of the Imperium and treat The Scouring as a series in its own right.
Yeah, I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Chris Wright as well, who is the author chosen for this first book. He is a true gangster of words. He's written some of the really fantastic Black Library novels. If you've never read a Chris Wright book and you just want to dip your toes in ahead of trying this, I could not recommend enough of Valdor, Birth of the Imperium. It sort of sits outside the rest of the sort of Horus Heresy experience a little bit. And it's like top tier Black Library fiction, and might be a fun way to sort of whet your appetite for more Chris Wright. As we approach the release of this, we're going to have a full-length interview with Chris talking about Ashes of the Imperium and all of the care and consideration that's gone into it and the narrative that unfolds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have
Yeah,
it.
it's very exciting. I think
That was awesome. I really am super excited for it. We're not done yet.
we're not even close.
We
We're not even
promised
close.
that we would return to the grim darkness of the Dark Millennium, and we do now with 5 new Space Marine heroes for 5 of the first founding chapters.
Oh shit, this is the, okay, this is cool.
Vulcan Heston. So this is a model returning that has previously been in metal and resin and is now in plastic.
Man.
Vulcan Heston is a famed hero of the Salad
Dude.
chapter.
The current one, the old one, is one of the best Space Marines in the game. It looks so cool. This is a great model. And maybe once I see them side by side, I'll prefer this one. But I think the old one looks cooler. The old Vulcan is incredible.
Scour the galaxy, looking for the relics left by his Primarch, the namesake Vulcan.
The fist is very cool. The fist is incredibly cool.
So he is equipped with an artificer suit of armor. He is carrying a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan.
So there's been rumors of like a Salamander's Codex and some other Space Marines because they had like pictures on the roadmap. I just don't see it happening, but I would love a Salamander's Codex. Easily my second favorite chapter.
He is probably the most iconic Salamander's character that exists in Warhammer 40,000, and it's great to see him in plastic. He has a couple of head options. You can have helmeted or unhelmeted.
Health and safety first.
Both of them look very, very cool indeed. He is only one of the 5 new Space Marine characters.
Next up, we have a very iconic and well-known hero returning in a new incarnation. Darnath Lysander, first captain of the first company, I probably should say, of the Imperial Fists chapter. He's been remade.
It's not bad.
New.
It's a bit simple, but it's not bad.
It's the same scale as the one in the recent
Very cool shield. Shield and hammer is a cool combo.
Man in that armor. He has an enormous storm shield. He's carrying that.
That's not the Vulcan you just saw. It's not the Primarch. It's not. It's just a guy that has his name.
The Lion might argue with you, but we're talking top 3, right? Everything you'd expect from this iconic hero of the Imperial Fists chapter.
Nice to see a helmeted option in there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking the.
If you don't want to paint a face, and sometimes you just want to get him on the battlefield nice and fast.
If it wasn't yellow, I don't know. I might find it easy to paint the flesh, to be honest. He is not the only.
Yeah, that sure is a Space Marine. That's
Next up, we have Kamok Var, a new character.
Oh, dude, that's a sick weapon, dude. What's the name of that weapon? That's a.
Captain of the.
That's like the.
Clan.
Oh, what do you call it? That's a cool weapon. That's a cool weapon for a Space Marine to use. I don't know how you make it sci-fi. It's got cables attached to it.
New Terminator. Some really lovely little features on here, really leaning into the.
Oh, what do you call that? It's just a Japanese weapon, right? It's like a samurai weapon. I'm pretty sure. That is really cool. I'm a fan of this model.
Servo skulls attached by data tethers, sort of conjuring information. Look at the one on the bottom right-hand corner.
I'm looking it up.
Projecting a Fortress of Redemption.
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege.
And I think my favourite thing on this model is
When you type in Japanese club, it comes up with like nightclubs.
Tetsubo, not a weapon I'm used to seeing, and it just really works on this guy. Sort of straightforward, practical.
Oh, there you said it, Katsu. That's so cool. I love that. That's a cool. That's so unique for a Space Marine. I love that.
The sort of
This one's cool, guys.
The model which fires your imagination. The Raven Guard have a new chapter master.
Absolutely love this guy. So
Okay, look, I'm not normally the biggest fan of like really edgy Space Marines. That's sick. The feathers are fucking sick. That is incredible.
But has decided actually his place is better in the shadows as the captain of stealth assaults, and he has left Etheon Shan to lead the Raven Guard as their figurehead and their commander, and the miniature is absolutely.
Yeah, Oni clubs. That's like the Oni club. That's even though this Raven Guard is awesome. I like the Iron Hands one just for the weapon alone.
Tradition of having just an absolutely phenomenally cool looking chapter master miniature.
Yeah, he's redolent in sort of the imagery of the Raven Guard chapter that you'd expect to see.
This is a gorgeous model. I'm not really a fan of massive combat like tactical rocks, but this one looks sick. This is a sick model. You can't argue it. The claw, the lightning claw looks fucking sick. I love this.
Piece model, and I think the Raven Guard fans out there are going to be
crawling in my skin. Positive. That's cool, but I love the Iron Hands one. That was so sick.
Sabodin.
Dude, that's so cool. That's so cool. White Scars players have had to stomach the worst bikes ever, dude. I know White Scars players are going to be loving this.
Just the perfect embodiment of that White Scars hero huntsman archetype.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. There's all sorts of beautiful Chigorian details on him there. You can see the kind of pattern.
They definitely put the AOS team on this one.
Some of their heresy.
This is cool. This is cool. I feel so bad for all the White Scar players that wants to play a bike army and they're just left with like
some beautiful detail on the back.
What's the Primaris bikes called? Outriders. Outriders are they're cool models, but they're so boring to use.
Thing you've ever seen. Fits beautifully in an army if you've got lots of outriders and fast-moving stuff. It's been quite a long wait for the White Scars.
Yeah,
to have a
absolutely.
character on a
Do you know,
bike.
I hope the White Scars players are happy with this. They deserve happiness. This is cool. I love
How do I
that.
get my hands on these? You say there's some questions to answer there. There's a series of combat patrols coming out.
Oh no, dude. That is not £100 of Space Marines. Could they have not chucked like something else in here? Could they have not fit in like Assault, like the new Terminator sprue that they're not selling very well? Oh, that is not £100 of model.
One is in the White Scars combat.
Oh no.
Here, it's 3 Outrider bikes, an Intercessor Assault Squad, a transport, and Suburban.
Oh no, I do not like
Will be
that.
Available separately, not that long after the release of his Combat Patrol. He's the only one of these new heroes that come.
£100, dude. Ugh.
Are available separately, but here are the combat patrols that come out with them. So you have an Imperial Fist combat patrol,
no.
full of heavily armoured Imperial Fist troops. You've got
Where's the new Terminator bloke?
and a command group, and it just looks wonderful.
Is the
Next
new
up,
model not even part of
Iron
that?
Hands, Heavy intercessors. Heavy
Dude, what? Why is only? Oh, dude, I don't care. Like, I'm not saying like money wise. Oh, it's a waste of money. Also, fuck, no one's buying this one. Holy shit! You're charging £100 for 2 of the fucking turrets, dude. Ugh, no one's buying that. I like these turrets, dude. I think these are cool models, dude. No one's buying it. £100. Fuck.
everything.
But why has only one of them got the new character? Like, I don't care money-wise. I mean, just like for the sake of symmetry.
Tough
Why has only one of them got the new character?
of the Iron
Oh no!
the Raven Guard. Bit more.
This one, this one doesn't seem a little bad. If you can get this one for like 60, 70, maybe. This doesn't look. Oh god, these are not very good combat
What if
patrols.
you just want to carry all the flames all the time?
Yeah.
Every model in this entire combat patrol has something.
Ugh.
Either a melter gun or a flamethrower
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
I
Well,
think there's some assault intercessors.
it's the wrong dude. Why not? They got the old character in there, dude. I mean, this is a different character, but this was like
and or melter. And
anyone that's playing Salamanders has this guy.
In those kits as well, Adam, I know
Oh, I
you
don't
were a
like it.
fan of that when we were
You've
looking
just,
through.
Don't like
on
it.
My like secret nerd part of Warhammer. I get really excited by transfer sheets. I can't do freehand to save my life, but I can stick a decal on with the best of them. Each of these will come with its own transfer sheet, which means that you can apply all the decals.
Okay, I swear to God, right? So that was clearly like a very low value combat patrol.
Loads of cool extras on it.
I swear to God, if they are factoring in the transfer sheets
So,
as part of the cost,
a fan of the Crimson Fists.
that is criminal, dude.
You can fill your boots. We'll
That
set
Iron
up
Hands
time
box.
so you can
Oh God.
your purchases and your painting experiences as we get closer to these.
Yeah,
Shall we have a look at the models?
I've got some of the miniatures right here. We've got
Where's the Iron Hands one?
So you can see the scale of them.
Who the fuck is this?
Some of the new miniatures. So
Oh, he's there for scale. Okay, he's there for scale.
Raven Guard.
I want to see the fucking. Okay, alright, I jumped ahead of myself there. I want to see the fucking Iron Hands guy. I loved that guy. I don't even like the Iron Hands.
But you've got to get a sense of how big.
I think the Iron Hands are a bit dull. And why would you play one of the Legions where your Prime Mark's got smokes, dude? I don't want to play that. That was one of the coolest Space Marine captains I've ever seen.
Standing not far off the height of a Redemptor Dreadnought at the top of his base there.
Yeah, what's interesting is you may have a tactical rock to sort of raise him up a little, but Darneth Lysander is such a
That White Scar model is gorgeous.
short
That
than either of the two models.
any White Scars players here, you'll probably won this round. I personally, the Iron Hands one's winning it for me just because it's a very unique weapon. But I mean, let's be real, that bike is so much cooler.
The shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of the things that you see on the Outrider. But if you spin it around, check out some of
There
the
are
details
so
on the
many.
back.
Okay, that's a really sick model. Holy shit.
There's some sheaths, there's some extra weapons. There's like, as well as having loads of lovely detail, there's also loads of space if you want to do some like Chigorian freehand or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's going to be up there with the Golden Demons and things, so that where people choose.
It's
the
yes,
models.
exciting to see what people
Really
do
nice.
with it. There we are, Space Marine.
Surely that's all the Space Marine we have time for.
So you say that, but there is a little bit more Space Marine on the way. This one's really exciting for me because I got to help a little bit on the team that have brought this to life. I am over the moon to present the first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet.
Woohoo.
Lieutenant Titus Mark 10 helmet made by Joy Toy. If you've not,
I don't know. If you like collectibles like this is probably cool. I'm not a big
also
collectibles
make
guy.
Beautiful action figures under license.
That's so not true. I've got fucking Gundams and sealed Pokemon Elite Trainer box. That was actually some of the most bullshit I've ever spewed on the internet.
Incredible helmet. It's just really something. And I can talk about some of its features. Inside, it's got an adjustable sort of headband.
John, I've only just realised there's a huge delay on like the stream, so the messages are coming in late. But we got some White Scar enjoys here. That's cool.
You should be able to make it fit. I have the most preposterous...
That White Scar's captain is a hell of a display
I
piece.
think I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, which is just put it on.
Yeah, I will. But before I do, so this is the prototype that we've been sort of working with them on. And before I do, I'm going to flip a switch because we're under very bright studio lights. But inside, can you see the illuminated? A little bit. There's some really great pictures that you'll be able to see later. But I feel like a Space Marine already. This is just
I feel like I'm
the
standing
best.
next to a Space Marine. It's incredible.
I mean, it's never felt so good to feel like Lieutenant Titus. So the lenses inside illuminate. You can buy it with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark 10 helmet stand. It looks like something straight out of a battle barge or a Fortress Monastery cell where a Space Marine might put his war gear.
Alright, we got a bit of catching up to do, so we can
It's your choice whether you want to get them to with that.
we can speed up past this. We know what our helmet looks
When
like.
you get your hand on it, I guess is the question.
When can I get my hand on it?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So you'll be able to go to warhammermerch.com and pre-order it. So yeah, I've just over the moon to see this in the flesh, in real world. Very, very exciting. We're still not done with Warhammer 40,000. We need to go to Kill Team.
Oh. Kill team mentioned. Oh no, not Necrons, please! I thought it was Harlequins. Oh. Okay, that Tomb Crawler was cool. The Geomancer was cool. Oh, dude, I mean, Deathwatch are cool, but like, I thought we were getting Harlequins. I thought it was gonna be Harlequins versus Deathwatch. Oh, dude, that's not cool.
So, an amazing new box for Kill Team, a new expansion.
I think that rules out the like Salamander's Iron Hands Codex, which is probably for the best. I don't think we needed that much
Kill
blow.
Team Tomb World, and you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just bursting with cool
This
stuff. Right?
might be the best Kill Team box we've released. It's
Bold
way
claim,
up
and I
there.
struggle
It's
to
up
argue.
there. It's up there. There's some beautiful stuff in here. I mean, like, if we talk about the battlefield first, you've got some absolutely amazing Necron scenery, in a little bit like the Into the Dark scenery we saw
Yeah, absolutely.
a little while back. It certainly allows you to play games in that same sort of style. Doesn't replace it necessarily, but allows you to play that kind of close confines, up-close battles. Really thematic. You've got the kind of undead Necron crypts as the warriors wake from their eons-long slumber. But the kill teams themselves are probably...
I'm only disappointed because I was under the impression we were going to get Harlequins.
The Deathwatch kill team. This is the return of the original kill team. The name kill team itself comes from the concept of Deathwatch, and they have come out with an amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these.
It's all right.
Box. You could build them in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any favourites for them?
I mean, for me, I'm all about the big firepower, right? So
I've always loved the Necron style swords Deathwatch use.
Because that's the best way to greet the Xenos, right? Yeah, you can't really go wrong. I called him out as a flesh terror because I happen to know he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices
Yeah,
available.
some quite obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, I mean, so flesh terrors are perhaps not obscure, but they're not necessarily what you might expect. For example, top centre, that's a member of the Wolf Spears, which is one of the few successors to the Space Wolves chapter. You've got an Ultramarine on the right-hand side. The crossed swords on the one bottom left, I think, is probably making him a guardian of the Covenant.
I think you might be right.
And as a Dark Angels collector, that's quite exciting.
We had a fun game earlier on where we tried to guess all the...
I'm only streaming on YouTube for like Warhammer stuff. All my other streams will be on Twitch.
That you can see here. So if you see any that are a chapter that you're interested in, shout them out in the chat. I think the top middle guy is going to get some attention because there's a lot of fans for those guys. Loads of options, loads of different specializations for your kill team to be built with.
It was weird that the Kill Team army wasn't playable in Kill Team. That was very weird to me.
And when you play Kill Team, the way that this, any Kill Team works is that you have a roster of different warriors, and then you can choose the ones you want before your game starts. You get 10 models in this box to make your Kill Team. You've got loads of different options, and then you choose before each game. Your Kill Team in-game will be 5 of those warriors. You can pick any 5 you want.
check it out with the underslung grenade launcher and all of the grenades just in the harness.
It's great to see a mix of Gravis and Phobos and
Yeah,
Tacticus
absolutely.
as well. So that's a Gravis, effectively a heavy intercessor archetype, but he's even more upgunned than you might expect a normal heavy intercessor to be, which have already got quite big guns. In game terms, the Deathwatch have got all sorts of specialist Xenos killing kit, but one of their things is effectively in each turning point you can choose one of them to use a special piece of ammunition, and you can basically pick a special rule for that gun to have, so you can be blast or precision or extra AP or something like that. So that a kind of quite long-standing concept of them having the ammunition to do exactly the job you need them to do makes its way into Kill Team, as well as them just being pretty good all-round Space Marines, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're not the only thing in the kit, although you might excuse our enthusiasm.
I hope this isn't like in 40k. I hope this isn't one unit. I love these little spider tanks.
Guardians of this tomb complex. Essentially, their job has been to oversee the reanimation protocols of all of the Necrons that you see in these alcoves. We'll show you some more of the terrain in a bit. And so these are the sentinels that are ready to now sort of attack the interlopers.
Yeah, and they were just going about their business, waking up all the Necrons, and all of a sudden this very rude kill team of Deathwatch burst into their crypt and decided to start wrecking up the place. So they've had to mobilize against them. It is a very powerful kill team. This is the Canoptek Circle. It is led by a Geomancer, which is a type of Cryptek. That's the model you can see there. She is the leader of the warband, and she definitely kind of is the core of the force, right? So,
and she's big and powerful.
She's
right?
big and powerful. Yeah, she
Do you know,
alone can take on.
it's interesting for Necrons to have pronouns. That is, I don't know the law. I do not know the law. I just assumed Necrons would be non-binary. That is very weird to me for Necrons to have. But I'm not a law guy. Maybe Necrons have pronouns.
Larger thing on the left-hand side with the guns on the top is the tomb crawler. Then sort of the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right-hand side. Then the smaller things, they are your reanimators or your warriors. So normally, day to day, they'd just be pooling around, making sure everything's safe and well. They'd be reanimating some Necrons, but you know when the Deathwatch come knocking. They leap into action.
Yeah, the crawlers have got some particularly.
Oh, that's true. Of course, they used. Yeah, no, never mind. That makes total sense. I forgot they used to be people.
The guns on those can take out a Space Marine if they get a good, solid round of fire.
Are they all? Do they all have like memories of their past, or is it just like the leaders?
Which does all the kind of utility stuff. Then you've got two really good, solid gun platforms.
I've also seen many people 3D print Necron with breasts. So
it's a really
I know some people definitely want some female Necron.
Also worth pointing out that the box has a bunch of Necron warriors. Why does it have a bunch of Necron warriors, you might ask? They're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is rules for playing basically co-op missions where you both play as Deathwatch and you're up against hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors.
Joint operations is super fun, and the chance to do this as a Deathwatch kill team, sort of stalking around a Necron, awakening Necron tomb complex is almost too appealing to say no to.
And just a great other way of playing the game.
I'm going to totally jump on it. Have a look around this board, and you can see in some of those alcoves there are those reanimating Necrons and stuff.
And there's like weird portals and glyphs and all sorts of stuff.
Replete with cool imagery. There's fallen masonry. You can imagine they've been asleep for so long that seismic events, whatever, of course, needs to fall down. Plus, and or maybe the Walk Spear and everything with his hammer. This is going to be just peak Warhammer adventures in a tomb complex. I love it.
And of course, both of these kill teams will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they'll do some more kill teams. I was really excited to see some Harlequins.
And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier that comes with this, which has all the rules you need
A
to play
dossier.
these in
Interesting.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them in the flesh. It comes in the box. There you go. Let's have a look at some of these in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the scale. So my favourite.
I like heavy. I wish heavy intercessors were played more because I think they look pretty cool.
So there's some narrative around the events here, which is quite cool. We were having a read. So when we learned that the Geomancer was in fact a lady. If you haven't already twigged yet, this is a raptor. So you get a nice mix of scale from obviously the Geomancer and the reanimators on the sides. Loads of stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team. I think the Deathwatch are very popular with lots of fans, and they're so iconic within the concept of Kill Team.
Yeah, I think wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the most requested kill team, since the concept of kill team was sort of re-emerged into
Yeah,
consciousness.
absolutely. Right. I think we've done it.
I think we've done it.
We're around the 90-minute mark. I did say it would be a long one.
Oh, come
But
on.
we've shown you all of our Warhammer previews.
They're going to do a fake out. Come on.
We should go to question corner. That was good prompt. Well done. Simon,
But they had a
probably-
jester hat on. Come on.
There's quite a few, yeah. Do you want some rapid fire ones to get you going?
Hit us. Let's see what we can do.
We're within 12.
Okay, let's go. So start off, Old World. Are the new Tomb King minis resin or plastic?
They are plastic.
Multi-part plastic kits. Definitely said it.
Let's go with the Kill Team Tomb World. Is the new Necron terrain similar in
Okay, I'm just saying, in the background, we have a Night Haunt, which they did show, and we had a Centaur. They showed Centaurs. And the last model was a demon that we have not seen yet.
So you've got
Like, well, these two things are accounted for.
Underworlds. Will the new warbands or any of the re-released Grand Alliance warbands be receiving rules to use them in Warhammer Age of Sigmar?
I believe you can use all of them. Can't you? I don't want to. Certainly.
Well,
I'm not going to commit. There you go. Show my face as a face of non-committal.
One thing that is worth saying is that quite a lot of the new battle tomes have a place for the Warhammer Underworld warbands as generic archetypes of that thing. So the Gloomspite kits, for example, you've got a place for the wolves.
I think that's a more comprehensive answer.
That's
Eddie,
probably
rather
the place that you'll find them going forwards.
Yeah, that's fair. The Hellsmiths are going into Warcraft. We said that already.
Yes. Yeah.
Well done us.
So
Been a long night.
the Adepts Astartes ones we've just seen. Does Subadin Khan have a helmeted option?
He does have a helmeted option.
Although I think
Safety first.
any adherence to health and safety would be an absolute abomination when you're riding free in the wind.
You
like the
might
White
be
Wolf.
riding in a vacuum, at
No,
which point
no,
you're probably
just
allowed.
hold your breath.
Just.
Yeah.
Okay,
They've got
cool.
reinforced skulls, I'm sure they'll be fine. So where can we expect to see the lore and rules for the Shining New characters?
That is a great question.
Good question.
The rules will be available online.
So some of the rules, if the character is being re-released, already exist.
Yeah,
You put
that's
it Space
true.
Marine,
So Darnock, Lysander,
yeah,
covered
Vulcan and
already.
Lysander are already there. The other rules will be available online.
And I'm really glad you asked about the lore because I know a thing. Phil Kelly from the Warhammer 40,000 lore team came and had a chat with me, and they've written full background for each of these characters and narrative stories, which we'll be hosting on Warhammer Community in the week leading up to their release when that happens. I'm super excited because I don't know anything about Aethon Shan and I want to learn his story. So yes, there we go.
Awesome. So we've got two more quick ones if we can. So the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Are some of the Wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be?
Oh my god, I think we are done.
So that's a good question. So we do know that there will be more things released in plastic across the course of this edition. With some of those plastic kits, you may see Wargear options returning that have previously been available. You might also see some Wargear options that have never existed before added to those units. So hopefully that answers some of the questions.
Yeah, Grant. One last one was on the scouring. How many books can we expect to see in the series?
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I don't want to steal the thunder of any future sort of news from Black Library other than to announce it today. But what they have told us, and it was one of the best conversations of my professional life ever to sit down with the editing team from Black Library as they sort of poured the scouring lore into my open brain, was this is a multi-book, multi-author series, and so you're going to be following it for some years to come.
Grant.
There we go.
Well, there's bazillions more questions that I couldn't possibly get to. They're scrolling past so quick. It's all I could do to find the ones I got. But yeah,
That's great. What remains, I guess, at this point in the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending 90 minutes of brilliant Warhammer fun with us. I've really enjoyed myself.
I had a great time. I always have a great time.
Awesome. There's some general housekeeping to do. If you've missed anything in this and you want to know more, go to warhammercommunity.com, read the articles that are there on the website. There's pictures, there's more information than Eddie and I will remember to tell you, and you can watch the videos back as well. If you are looking for more Warhammer excitement right now in your life, we're going to throw back to Tacoma, where there's Warhammer 40,000 tournament taking place, I believe, right now is what we're going back to. So you can hang out here, especially on the Twitch channel, I believe that's true. What else is there to say? The helmet, go and find it on warhammermerch.com. I think we're done.
Yeah, sounds right.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you, Simon, for asking questions. Thanks to the review, it made it all work. Eddie,
Just wait. It's going to be a fake out, guys. It's going to be a fake out, I swear. Oh. Right. That was my first reveal show that I've watched live. What do we think, gang? What do we think? Why you give me your opinions? What you're excited about? I want to watch the Votan again.
Peculiar, but just bear with, okay?
cool.
Imperial Knights is weird because, there was clearly something going on behind the scenes, right? they must have had like a manufacturing issue of the books, because like they always come out with Chaos Knights, and they got an index at such a random time. I think there's just been a production issue. Oh, dude, this... Okay, look. We got most things we need here. This guy is sick. Like I said, I have a Votann army. They're all head swapped to be goblins. I think what I'm going to do with my army... I think I'm going to keep this guy not a goblin. Like, he's a named character, right? And he's the last of his kind. I like the idea that like this actual Votann's come to join my goblins on like a quest. I think I'm gonna put the helmet on. I don't know if he's got a non-helmeted version. I love the golden dwarf helmets. I think I'm gonna keep him as is. I don't think I'm putting a goblin on them. Like, oh fuck! I forgot to read a long video, so you can't just jump around like that. These guys, they're growing on me a bit. They're growing in a bit. I don't know why they got such cinched waists. That's still a bit weird to me. Oh, look at this beauty, dude. This, oh my god. I'm buying 3 boxes of that. I'm hoping this is going to make me so unpopular to play against. I really hope you can run these in like freeze. If you can run these in freeze, I'm buying 9 of them. I have no self-control. I need to... Hold on. You guys are seeing that I'm not very good at typing. Boom Beach Evil Guy. This is who I was referring to. Am I wrong? That's who this reminds me of. This is just... What a character, dude. He's incredible. This is a sick lineup. It's just a sick lineup. This is... I'm coming round slowly to the robot guys. I'm definitely coming around slowly. This isn't not cool. This is a cool model, right? It's just contending with the Sagittar. Like, this is like the Sagittar is such an awesome fucking model, right? Like, they didn't need another Sagittar-like model. These are growing on me. They look cool with the massive like guns. These are definitely growing on me. I just need. These are so sick. I love playing with artillery. This is kind of like the perfect model for me. I love this guy. I want to find like one of the crazy like Age of Sigmar wizard goblin heads to put on this guy. He looks a bit Ghostbusters. He looks very Ghostbusters, actually. Oh, I love spears. Glaives are such a cool... The Thrice, I know I said this before. Thrice is my favourite word in the dictionary. I love saying thrice. Once, twice, thrice. Oh, what a word. And this guy's the Thrice Devoured. It's a solid range. It's a solid update to the range. So, I just want to count out in my head. How many Votann models are there now? You've got, like... Votann is a fairly decently sized range, right? Like, I feel like they're not a small range of models anymore. Now they have this second wave. They're about the same size as Sisters of Battle, right? Like, this is not a small range of models anymore. I want to know the size. That looks almost exactly Sagittar sized. I think they are literally the same size as Sagittars, which is kind of a shame. That is definitely Sagittar sized.
An incredible set of reveals and emerge.
I really hope you can run these in, like I can run more than 3. There were 13. And that's including like the high Carl, right? That's the name. That's including the named Carl. So there was 13. I think this is like a pretty decent range now.
In a bunker and just blow everyone to Kingdom Come.
Each one of these is a really lovely sort of diorama in their own right as well. So you can see the kin there working with the Iron Kin, loading up the artillery. You can see one of them there with his little scanner, almost directing the mole as it kind of buries underground towards the enemy fortifications. Obviously, it's a powerful piece in game. You've got all sorts of nice kind of weight.
It's 90. That is not bad. This is a pretty decent model range now. I already thought it was such a solid model range. I'm very happy with this. Again, like, I mean, there's always a chance in the future we get the siege train. I want the siege train, guys. I want to use the fucking siege train. But maybe one day. Like, this is definitely not a wave 3 army. I don't know how well stuff sells. I've not seen many Votann players though.
He is an Ironkin. Those of you who are fans of the League of Votann will understand that the Ironkin are
Good win for Botany. Alright, let's look at some Chorfs. Actually, I want to look at the...
back. Whichever you take, essentially this is enabling your Homekin to get around from A to B and hold the ground that they're taking.
Yeah, so it adds a bit of a mobility into your Leagues of Votann force. It carries 5 models, so it works a little bit like the other kind of Leagues of Votann transports, where you pick one of your units, can split into 2 groups of 5. 5 of them can ride around in one of these. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can obviously ride them around in 2 of the transports. And as you say, Adam, you can choose between either having the transport option, or you can just have all the guns and have a fast-moving fire support unit.
Just joined. Have they done the kill team stuff? The stream's over now for kill team. You've got Necrons versus Deathwatch.
I called him out as a Flesh Terror because I happen to know who he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices available.
Some quite obscure
I was really expecting hat. So what? Each one of the hats was a clue, right? They did the Deathwatch hat. They did the Votann looking hat. They did the Buccaneer piratey hat, which was one of. It was this guy. What was the Jester hat? They revealed this guy's definitely not a Jester. They teased the Jester hat. Unless that was just supposed to be these guys. That's lame if you ask me. If you're into Age of Sigmar, this is one of the sickest model lines I've ever done.
Really cool.
I love these fucking iron balls.
I love absolutely everything about them. Let's dive into the miniatures.
I think the first thing I want to say is let's talk.
But relative.
Right. On that note, I really appreciate you all coming to watch my first Warhammer stream. I don't think I'll stream very often Warhammer-wise, just because I'm a terrible streamer. It took me ages to set everything up. This is a perfect time. I hope my streamer model wasn't dead for very long, but my streamer guy has died. Yeah, I'm gonna go paint some Votann. I think about time I get my Votann painted up. Yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching.